a Blitz product.
This is Jim Rome. Thank you for listening, and we will see you right back here tomorrow at noon on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the NBA season is upon us. The Spurs kicked off training camp with Media Day today. Camp will actually begin tomorrow. First preseason game will be inside the Frost Bank Center October 7th against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Cowboys are back at the Star. It's being reported that Micah Parsons is in a boot and on a scooter. He's nursing a high ankle sprain. It's expected to be out 2 to 4 weeks. DeMarcus Lawrence expected to be out 4 to 8 weeks with a Liz Frank injury.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minnix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Hope you guys are having a great Monday. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minnix, live at the Break Room in Live Oak, right off of Pat Booker Road. It is our Fall Golf Classic after party, although the golf tournament's still going on, and we're already here at the party because that's what we do. We came early and got a table.
Well, we get the party started, and then everybody else can show up and enjoy the fun that we're already having. That's what we're doing. What a great day, though. The weather was absolutely perfect. Sold-out golf tournament again. Everybody having a good time. Renee from Flight by Yingling just walked in and said everybody's really, really having a good time.
Well, and I was a little surprised to see Renee here earlier because he was playing in the golf tournament. Although we saw,
is that what you call it?
Well, we saw him swing a couple of times, so it was easy for him to say, "Boys, I got to go. I've got to get ready for the after party because I've got the prizes in my car." Yeah.
Well, you know what? I feel like I let him down. He actually paid me $50 to hit a shot for him.
I thought it was 20.
Oh, I thought it was 50. Either way, I kind of pulled it a little bit.
I pulled it a little bit. I mean, you donated a ball.
No, he found it.
He did not find it.
Yes, he did.
Was just being nice to you.
He found it.
You said, "Did you find it?" Yeah, I got another one out of the bag.
Dude, and then I hit another shot for a guy. It's on a par 3, about 200 yards. Guy hands me a 7-iron, and I'm like, well, okay, I guess maybe it's not as far as I think it is. I was lucky to make over the water.
Dude, that was
and I hit it beautifully.
You hit a beautiful but short shot.
Well, it was the wrong club. It wasn't
now
my
you're going to blame the club.
Yes.
I mean, everybody else on that hole that also had a 7.
Nobody else had a 7-iron.
That one guy did, and he was on the green.
Well,
I mean, I'm just saying.
They're a lot younger than me.
Oh, is that what it is? That's the beauty when you just roll up and you borrow somebody's clubs. You can always blame, I've never used those clubs before.
Never used those clubs.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it wasn't the right ball. Look, I mean, all that matters is everybody on the golf course had a great time. And I've seen on my messenger, whether it's on Instagram or Facebook today, a lot of you, Matt, saying, it's the first one I've missed. I'll never do that again. You don't want to miss the tournament.
No.
And it's not about how good a golf you're playing. Even if you are Renee going, man, I suck today. I got to leave. Because, now granted, he does have to be here. But the tournament is fantastic. Now, while we're here at the Break Room on Live Oak, a fairly new spot, but just punch it in your GPS. You're going to find it. It's a shopping center right over from Burger Boy if you need a landmark. The idea, though, even if you didn't play in the golf tournament, you can still come party with us. Chance to win some great prizes from Yingling. You got 2 Monday night games tonight, or a game and a half, however you want to look at it. And you also have the baseball not playoffs going on with these 2 weird games. Right now, Atlanta leading the New York Mets in game 1, and all the scenarios for the second game of this doubleheader.
Well, if Atlanta wins this, they're in the playoffs. So what they decide to do for game 2 is up to them. Arizona's sitting at home just chilling out, waiting to see, because they need somebody to get swept. So they need Atlanta. It looks like they're going to win game 1. They need them to win game 2, and they'll get in. So it's kind of a crazy thing. And it's all because of the hurricane. Hurricane Helene, I guess, is what you called it. It was it rained out a couple of games, so they had to go into extra innings, if you will, and extend the regular season 1 more day.
It is always amazing to me that 162 games isn't enough to figure everything out. It seems like every year there's always in that final weekend things coming down to the wire. Some divisions have been decided for a couple of weeks. Some, but you get here and you look, you got 3 teams today that don't know if they are playing tomorrow in the playoffs. You got 2 teams unsure of who they are going to be playing. And not that I feel bad about what the Diamondbacks are going through, but imagine you're Arizona. Are you at your house today hanging out? Are you at the facility waiting to go to the to the airport? Because you can't even decide, well, let's just fly to that city just in case so we're ready, because you don't even know what city you're going to.
Well, if I'm an owner of that, I'm saying, nah, y'all are good. You just chill here. We're not going to waste a plane ride. Because, look, Atlanta and the Mets could really, they just screw the Arizona Diamondbacks and just split the series and move along. But and because that's what has to happen. And if I'm Atlanta, it looks like they're going to win 3-0. I'm not sure what inning they're in.
8th inning, top of the 8th
inning. So, they're not going to play anybody. I wouldn't.
No, in the next game, and I know you can't do this. You can't pull up like your Summer League C team because that's who would play. I would put everybody like, we're mailing this game in. We're going to book our flight. We're going right now. Like all our stars, you guys fly you can't even do that because just in case. Now, I'm with you. If I'm Atlanta, I take this game, although seeding is there. So maybe they're looking at matchups and they don't want to go to Milwaukee. They'd rather go to San Diego or vice versa. I don't know. The idea that they don't have to win the nightcap. They know they're in. But they are rivals, so do they want to win that one just to keep those New York Mets out of the playoffs? Well, so close yet so far away.
It's all kind of ridiculous that it's all come down to this, but in fun in a way. But I don't like the Braves, don't like the Mets. The team I hate the least is the Diamondbacks. So
it's because you don't know them. They're the Diamondbacks, although they made it all the way to the World Series.
So I really don't give a damn what happens. My Cardinals are in Cabo today, so it really doesn't make any difference.
Why do you hate the Braves?
I just don't like the Braves.
I
grew up watching the Braves.
Well, I think we all did. It's interesting. I understand.
Silly Cubs.
I understand hating the New York Mets. There's not much to like about the New York Mets, but Atlanta, we all kind of grew up watching them, so they were always on. You kind of feel like they're the Braves. They
had a ball player named Chipper.
Yeah.
Chipper Jones.
Yeah.
What a cheese ball.
What is
Chipper?
Chipper Jones.
Why don't you just make a cheese? Call me Chip.
Is
Chipper?
Is there not a better baseball name than Chipper?
No, that's a horrible name.
No, he sounds like you should be playing baseball.
He sounds like
if I met you and your name was Chipper, I would assume you were a baseball player.
No, you wouldn't.
I would.
Chipper's got to be the most cheese ball name ever.
Wow.
And if your name is Chipper, you're a cheese ball too.
So you hate all guys named Chipper?
I don't hate them. It's just you should hate your parents.
Chipper the cheese ball.
Yes.
Chipper cheese balls.
Chipper.
You're an idiot.
Chipper Jones. What the hell? Don't like the Braves.
Now, growing up, though, they also had a guy named Dale Murphy who, my goodness, I was a big fan of him.
Good ball player.
Good ball player. You think about, you could always count on the Braves making a long run, breaking hearts of Astros along the way, only to lose in the World Series.
Yeah.
That's
true. That's true.
Except for that one time at band camp.
Chipper.
Yeah. It's going to be one of those days.
Chipper, it's time for dinner, Chipper.
Good Lord, stop. What is Chipper Jones's real name?
Chipper. I don't know.
He's got to have a real name. That's got to be a nickname, right? Somebody Google that and let us know.
Chipper.
Somebody Google that and let us. Who?
Larry Wayne. Sounds like a serial killer.
I know.
No wonder he went with Chipper.
Hold on. His name was Barry Wayne Jones?
Larry Wayne.
Larry Wayne.
Yeah.
Larry Chipper.
How do you get Chipper out of Larry Wayne?
Somebody called him Chip. Well, it's like our buddy Chip Ingram from the Roo Pub. You know, that's not his real name, but he's a chip off the old block.
But he doesn't go by Chipper.
Well, of course not. He's a grown-ass man.
Exactly. Exactly my point.
All right. I mean, you were Joey until you became Joe.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Right?
I grew up.
Yeah. Well, and you had a professional job. I mean, when you were selling cell phones, people called you Joey. When you were at the bar, people called you Joey.
Well, my family still does that.
And your family still does. Because they realize you have yet to mature.
Well, I probably never will. So there you go. Chipper.
Stop. Stop.
That's the theme of the day. Chipper.
Oh, man. Here we go. Here we go. It's the golf tournament after party. Come hang out the break room on Pat Booker Road, Live Oak. A lot of you say, man, why don't you ever come to this part of town? Well, here we are. We're in the northeast side. Come hang out with us here at the break room today. Even if you didn't play golf, you can still come by here. Your chance to win these great prizes, hang out, and hear a lot of good stories about people pencil whipping their scorecards today. Because, you know, there was a lot of that going on. And if you want to know what fun you missed out on, go check out the story on Instagram at SA Sports Star. And if you come by here, I can even show you some photos that we couldn't post on the Instagram post from the golf tournament today. A good time had
Talking about tips.
by all. Chipper?
Tips. Chipper and tips.
Oh, please don't do that. Let's talk about the NFL. If you're a Texan fan, are you still as confident in your team after what you've seen the last 2 weeks? Let's dive into that. Coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Let me tell you what, I had a pretty good weekend this weekend at BetUS.com. I will full transparency, lost the Georgia game. I had the Georgia Bulldogs. I lost them, but I made it back yesterday in the NFL because I took the Jags to cover the spread against the Texans. And so that paid off pretty well. You can do the same thing. I tell you what, it's so much fun when you go to BetUS.com. So easy to make a bet, so easy to collect as well. And look, it's football time, and having a little action on the game just makes it that much more fun. It certainly does. And right now, they've still got that big special going on. 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. You heard me right. 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. And BetUS.com offers everything that you need. Competitive odds, parlays, live betting, odds boosts, prop betting. They even have casino games that you can play. Blackjack, dice, roulette, all of that stuff is there at BetUS.com as well. So why don't you go there today? Get ready for the Monday Night Football games tonight. You got 2 opportunities because there are 2 games tonight. Get signed up. Get in on the action. It's easy to do. All you have to do is go to BetUS.com, or you can call them at 1-800-MY-BET-US. That's 1-800-MY-BET-US. BetUS. It's where the game begins.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy goes one-on-one and has some fun with the Morning Huddles. AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
Now, you don't got a contract. You got nothing to lose. Is a 70-yard field goal in the offing soon? Will we see that this year?
Well, it depends on the win this week.
Mike McCarthy's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game. Friday mornings at 6:45 and 9. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
When you are just craving something salty and packs a crunch, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds is your crunch time decision. Game day just got a whole lot crunchier thanks to the powerhouse snack, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. We're talking about crispy, golden bites of pure awesomeness. Pork rinds are your MVP snack. And get this, they're low carb and high in protein, so you can keep the energy high without the guilt. Don't settle for ordinary on game day. Grab yourself a bag of Southern Recipe Pork Rinds at H-E-B today.
Don't let pain hold you back from living your best life. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. At Arasti, we're dedicated to providing fast, effective relief from pain. Whether you've been dealing with a chronic discomfort for years or have recently suffered an injury, our goal is to help you recover quickly. Our treatment is all natural, non-invasive, and covered by most insurance plans. With convenient locations nearby, relief is just a call away. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
Awesome Tickets is your personal ticket broker. Big games, big concerts, big events. Need tickets? Stay local and call Awesome Tickets. Stop paying all those crazy fees on ticket apps. Awesome Tickets has your tickets for all the sports, concerts, any city, any event. Avoid the ticket app fees. Since 1994, Awesome Tickets is local and veteran-owned. You deserve Awesome Tickets. Call 210-226-5136 or online at awesometix.com. That's awesometix.com.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards concert tickets for your daughter to see that singer who sings about painful breakups. And one song will inspire your little beauty to break up with that beast she's dating, Brian. Instead, she'll date someone who's nice and worthy of her love, not someone who addresses you and your spouse as bro. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-337-0607. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-337-0607, 800-337-0607, 800-337-0607.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday morning at 11, the Aggies take on the Missouri Tigers, presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pre-game coverage begins at 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minnix. Live at the break room in Live Oak. 8084 Pat Booker Road is the address. Come hang out with us at our golf tournament after party. You didn't have to play in the golf tournament to be able to come hang out with us this afternoon. So come out and enjoy. And there's a hell of a baseball game going on. Was 3-0 Braves. Now it's 3-2 in the top of the 8th inning. 2 on, nobody out, and pitching changes coming for the Braves.
How about that?
Ooh, the Mets making a run.
Not going down without a fight. That's good. This is a cool place.
Yes.
I like this place. There's TVs all over the place. Jason, on their menu, they have a Frito pie hot dog.
What?
Frito pie hot dog.
Well, I think so. They got a chili dog
with some Fritos on it.
So a Frito pie dog.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, like the one we had at Jerry World.
Absolutely. That sounds good.
We may have to try one.
We may. We will. We will have to try one of those. That sounds really good. I see Renee eating a pizza over there.
A pizza?
A whole pizza.
Wow.
He could have got a Frito pie dog, but instead he went with a pizza.
All right. Well,
good for him.
Good for him. He's ignoring you, by the way.
Well, he should.
Yeah, he should.
I mean, he should. His feelings are hurt because we talked about his golf game.
He's got a hurt wrist.
That's what he said.
Uh-huh.
So the Houston Texans, what do you make of the Houston Texans? I mean, Jacksonville is not a good team. And why Trevor doesn't get hammered more for his piss poor play? He missed some open throws yesterday.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, he did.
For a Texans team that a lot of us picked, including me, to make a long playoff run, they don't look like it.
And I don't know if I should be more upset with what I'm seeing offensively, knowing they've got an injury at the running back position, or what I'm seeing defensively out of a DeMeco Ryans coach team.
Well, I think there's just some issues. There are a lot of penalty issues that they've got to get over. So, but look, you knew Jacksonville was going to play hard yesterday.
Sure.
Because they'd lost 8 in a row, for goodness sake. I mean, going into last season. So you had to figure that they're going to win a game eventually, I would think. And so I knew that they would come in, and because it is a division game, it's the Houston Texans. I don't think those teams really like each other. And so I knew that they were going to play hard. And I just think that the Texans, again, it's just some mental stuff that's going on with them more so than the other. And I'm not worried about the Houston Texans. I think they'll be just fine.
Mets and Braves now tied at 3. Nobody out. Runners on the corners for the New York Mets. We'll keep you posted. Again, the way they started the year and as good as they looked, the last 2 weeks they have not looked good. It's too early in the season to say mid-season doldrums, right? The dog days of, they don't have that same look. You look at the Baltimore Ravens and what you see out of them after an 0-2 start the last 2 weeks. They've looked incredible. Buffalo, they didn't look good last night. Kansas City still undefeated, yet they don't look good while winning all their games. And Patrick Mahomes took out his best wide receiver last night. Rashid Rice, ACL, he's done for the year. Worthy had a solid game. And finally, Travis Kelce seemed to have an impact, but they're not hitting on all cylinders. And now they're without Rice. They lost a wide receiver before the season started, and they don't have Pacheco. Kansas City might be in trouble, and I think that's where I look at Houston and say, if this is the year Kansas City is going to trip and fall, Houston, you need to jump on it, but Houston doesn't look like that team.
Well, it is just game 4.
Well,
and I think they're going to, and they are 3-1. And so I don't think there's too much panic in Houston, and there's certainly no panic in Kansas City.
No.
Goodness sake, they won a Super Bowl last year and didn't have anybody. So I still more than they've got. They're going to be just fine. There's already been rumors that the Chiefs are going to go out and try and make a trade or find a wide receiver somewhere to bring in the absence of Rice. But I don't worry about those two teams. When the season's over, the cream's going to rise to the top. That's going to be Kansas City. Houston will be right there. They've just got too much talent not to be. Barring some devastating injury, obviously, but they've just got too much talent not to be. They'll get it figured out. It'll be all right.
The Mets have now taken a 4-3 lead on the Atlanta Braves in this wild 8th inning.
Wow. Nothing would thrill me more than to see the Braves out of the playoffs.
They still got a chance with the second game, although this one's not over. And if anything, we saw some wild comebacks in football over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday.
Oh my gosh.
You look around at some of the games that we had, the Atlanta Falcons rallying to beat the New Orleans Saints. That was a fun game to watch. The Vikings holding off the Green Bay Packers, another fun game. The Colts holding off the Pittsburgh Steelers, 27-24.
Well, I say they're in trouble. I'm not sure Anthony Richardson is the answer. And I say that, and I know the kid's talented, but he's just not going to be able to stay healthy. And that's an issue for the Colts, and I think it's something that they might have to try and address. I look at a guy like the kid for Washington, Jaden Daniels. He plays a different style of game, and it's just I just think Richardson is one of those guys that's just a little wild, and he still thinks he's in college, for goodness sake.
Well, I look at him, and I know he just doesn't have enough games under his belt from college to the NFL because of injuries, but I don't know if you were watching that game. I had flipped over, and I was watching some of this game. He gets hurt. He's limping around. He comes out. And then he goes back in, still limping. And then that next play, as soon as he goes back in, he gets hurt and he's out for the game.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they put him back in. And then Joe Flacco, still around, still playing in the NFL, still alive. And he plays extremely well last night, gets the post-game interview. And the sideline reporter for CBS is like, hey, and Anthony Richardson says, you're a cool guy to be around.
I do have to tell you, Anthony Richardson told us that you were cooler than he thought he was.
Listen, he told me his mom is 8 days older than I am. so there's no chance in the world that he thinks I'm cool. So
that's funny. But Flacco's hanging around, and he comes in when Richardson is injured and leads them to a win. This guy just wins, and I think it's fantastic that to see an old guy like that hanging around and still being able to perform at a high level.
Now 6-3 Mets over the Atlanta
Holy
Braves.
cow.
An incredible inning, an incredible collapse by the Atlanta Braves. The Broncos, they beat the New York Jets 10-9, a thriller in the rain. A lot of issues there. That game was interesting. The post-game comments from Aaron and Robert Saleh, both interesting. I'm not sure what to make of the Jets either, which, again, kind of comes back to I look at Houston, I think, dude, the AFC seems more wide open after week 4 than I thought.
Dude, I don't know what to make of Denver either. Bo Nix, for a majority of that game, it seemed like, was negative passing yardage. And he finishes with like 60 yards for the whole thing.
On 12 completions, he's 12 of 25 with a touchdown for 60 whole yards.
So, yeah, but he was negative forever, this guy was. Look, Denver's obviously got a pretty good defense, and that's what they're going to have to ride if they're going to do anything. But for them to win despite subpar play from their quarterback, that's impressive.
I look at Aaron Rodgers throws for 225 yards. They can only get 3 Greg Zuerlein field goals. He had a chance to win it at the end, and Greg the leg missed. It's just an interesting game all the way around. No problem. San Francisco, they blew out New England. That was kind of expected. Las Vegas beat Cleveland. The game last night, the late game, I expected so much more out of Buffalo. I expected so much more out of Josh Allen.
Yeah, Josh Allen did not have a good game. It's funny because they're 3-1, obviously. Allen has a great game in game 1. Game 2 was more of a James Cook game. They ran the ball, and then Allen was just phenomenal last week. And then last night, man, I don't know what happened to him, but he was a little bit off. And you got to credit Baltimore's defense that hadn't been too good early in the season, but they stepped up last night, and they did a hell of a job.
Yeah, and Derrick Henry.
You mean that guy that wanted to be a Dallas Cowboy? That Derrick Henry? That guy. We're talking about the same guy, right?
Same guy.
Okay.
Derrick Henry, 87 yards on the first play of the game. Had a speed that was right in the same neighborhood, a top speed according to the tracker deal as Xavier Worthy. You know that the Jones family just has to be sick, that they couldn't figure out how not to go get him. I mean, there's buyer's remorse, and sometimes you pass on deals that turn into incredible deals in business. And the idea that Jerry not long ago said, he and Zeke came in at the same time. I could not. I don't know that Zeke could. He might be able to break free for a while, but would he take it all the way to the house? I just don't know that he has that speed anymore. And Derrick Henry has run for like 8,000 yards the last 2 weeks against the Dallas and Baltimore, Bills defense. How do you didn't find the money? We couldn't afford to sign him, or you couldn't afford not to sign him, and now you're paying the price.
Well, the fact they didn't even call him, they don't even know what the price would have been. That's the thing. I mean, he signed with Baltimore for a figure, but you don't even know what he would have signed in Dallas for. What could it have been less? Would he demanded more? But you don't know because you didn't even pick up the phone and call his representatives or call him or do anything. That's what I think is the travesty of the whole thing. You got to at least make a phone call. It's not going to cost you a dime.
Due diligence, isn't that the word we always hear?
Exactly.
Explore all opportunities. And they didn't do it. And I saw RJ Ochoa tweet about this, and he's 100% right. A lot of teams did pass on Derrick Henry, thinking he might not have anything left in the tank, thinking, because look at his production in Tennessee at the end. Even the Titans yep, you're not worth the money, get out. The idea, though, that the Cowboys are the only team that seem to brag about passing on him. They talk about it more. And now they get asked about it a lot because they didn't address their run game issues. But the way they go about their business, especially as it pertains to Derrick Henry, is even more frustrating. And as a Cowboy fan, nothing frustrates me more than to have to say this line. Are the Washington Commanders the best team in the NFC East?
Yes, as we sit right now, they sure are.
Now, I'm a big fan of Jaden Daniels and have been since he was a freshman at Arizona State. And I met him his freshman year, and he's a good kid. And the idea of what he did at LSU after he left Arizona State and what he has done. And I mean, we talked about this leading up to the draft. The way he plays the game with his size, he understands seemingly what he can and cannot do, and he just throws such a great deep pass. I mean, he can make all the throws, but watching him play, his completion percentage, everything that he has done, and I know they won a game kicking nothing but field goals, but you just look around what Cliff Kingsbury has done with his offense, and if you haven't seen the video, go look it up. Because Cliff Kingsbury, and he said it this week, he essentially tied his career to Kyler Murray. It might not be the wagon I would have hitched my career to, but Cliff certainly did. Now, granted, he got fired from a college job and ended up as a head coach in the NFL because they wanted Kyler Murray and they wanted somebody that could coach Kyler Murray. And Cliff made a whole lot of money during that time frame, and I get it. But watching Dan Quinn give Cliff Kingsbury the game ball yesterday, telling him with words I can't say on radio, but go watch the video, we're not letting you leave here without this game ball, tells you how personal that game was for one Cliff Kingsbury. But more importantly, what he is doing with a player like Jaden Daniels. And again, there was about 3.5 minutes it felt like Cliff was going to take the job with the Raiders. And Dan Quinn said, no, man, we're going to end up with Jaden Daniels because the Bears are going to take Caleb Williams. And for the second year in a row, it kind of feels like the best quarterback didn't go first. Now, Caleb still might turn into that. And who knows Bryce Young when he gets out of Carolina. But just like C.J. Stroud was last year for the Houston Texans is what Jaden Daniels is looking like for this year with Washington.
Well, the Bears, and I'll say this forever, they made a mistake by not firing their head coach. If you're going to go after a Caleb Williams, you get rid of the people that are there now, start fresh with an offensive coach, and they didn't do that. And I'm not sure why they didn't do that. But back to Washington, Jaden Daniels looks like he is in complete control of that offense. He looks like he's getting it, and he's a very smart young man, and it's just directing that offense to perfection. And a lot of that is Cliff Kingsbury, his tutelage and doing what he's doing. But I'm going to tell you what, Washington right now, because the Eagles just look like crap yesterday. They were not prepared to play in that game. Tampa Bay jumped on them from the get-go. And it was just they had them on their heels the entire time. And it was just it's baffling to watch that. And I watched a lot of that game yesterday. It was just baffling to watch that. And then you see what Dallas is doing. I know they're 2-2, but they've got a tough schedule ahead. So you got to look at that Washington Commander team as a team that's going to be a force to be reckoned with the entire season.
The only really, really, really bad team in the NFC East is the Giants. The other three, who knows? Right?
Who knows? That's exactly right. Who knows?
And again, Washington has looked good 2 weeks in a row. Not that they look great to start the year, but you look at what they're doing right now and the way they are playing, and Jaden Daniels from game 1 to game 4, and look, they're 3-1. Hate to say it as a Cowboy fan, but Washington looks legit. Now, you mentioned the Tampa Bay-Philadelphia game. Let's talk about not only the game, but the story in the story with Tom Brady back in Tampa Bay and what the current quarterback had to say about the former quarterback and what the TV broadcaster with 7 rings had to say about the current quarterback's comments. It's good drama. Yeah. Follow along.
Yeah.
Here on the Blitz. Live at the break room off of Pat Booker Road in Live Oak. We're here till 6, our golf tournament after party. And I tell you what, nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, the best way to do that is to call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text the word bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds, because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. If you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online, mybestbailbonds.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Tuesday on the Morning Huddle. We got 2 football games to talk about.
And it's Astros playoff day. They're going to get it done. All that and more starts at 6 on 94.1.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine is excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. The HURT app provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. HURT is the app to have before you need it. Don't wait for an injury to happen. Download HURT now for free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. The HURT app is available online in the App Store and Google Play. Learn more about the HURT app and the OrthoNow Injury Clinic at TSAOG.com.
We love high school football and a team you can always count on. Quartermoon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. Quartermoon is here to tackle the toughest challenges, from plumbing mishaps to AC troubles, with the same dedication and passion that drives a winning touchdown. Our playbook is simple: fair prices, expert service, and a commitment to local families. Quartermoon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, your winning solution for a comfortable home. Proudly serving our community with local hospitality. From the penthouse to the outhouse to the schoolhouse, call Quartermoon Plumbing, Heat, and AC.
License number TACLA 141074E and 16004.
Last year's RV trip, we met a couple with the same bumper sticker. What are the odds?
Your cousin isn't a good storyteller.
He was a podiatrist, or was it a pharmacist? Huh, you don't say. I can't remember.
But she owns an RV protected by Progressive, and you don't. So until you get your own RV, her stories are the most interesting stories you've ever heard.
Wow, interesting.
And when you do get your own RV, save money by bundling it with your home, auto, or other vehicles with Progressive.
Oh, anesthesiologist. He was an anesthesiologist.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you're always looking for ways to position your operation to create opportunities and move on them faster. With Bank of America, you get access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter. Locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024 Bank of America NA.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom. Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you're always looking for ways to position your operation to create opportunities and move on them faster. With Bank of America, you get access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter. Locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024 Bank of America NA.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
With Wendy's, breakfast burrito is everything you want for breakfast. Fresh cracked eggs, seasoned potatoes, American cheese, cheese sauce, bacon or sausage, all rolled up into one warm tortilla. Want the boss of breakfast burritos? Gotta be Wendy's at participating U.S. Wendy's.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Tomorrow morning at 6, it's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Check them out on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Just do me a favor. If you call into the Morning Huddle tomorrow, don't ask them how their golf game was today. Seeing on our Sports Star Instagram, both of them taking a drive and both of them putting is a damn disgrace.
Yeah, it's horrible, actually. And then ask AJ what that thing on his head is. Dude, I'm not sure exactly what kind of scarf that is.
Well, it was a handkerchief from Jim Beam. But AJ, who has been hairless for a long time, is like a rookie out there because he wears a hat that's got the
holes in it.
The mesh in the back. So he was, I'm going to assume with the look that he chose to go with, was worried about getting his noggin sunburnt and thought, well, it wasn't a better look, but it was the better option. How you don't go prepared to a golf course with the right hat, like Rob Thompson, who has a full head of hair, although he did recently apparently get a haircut, wore a proper hat for a golf course. AJ did not, nor did he have any sunscreen.
Well, it's AJ. What do you expect?
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Yeah, that's all you need to say.
I know at least this morning when I was, getting ready and I put on sunscreen, I have learned over time my tribute to Manu Ginobili needs its own spray. You get your ears, you get your neck, and you get your balding spot, right? I understand that part of the process. If I had, and AJ doesn't go with the bald look by choice. Nature forced that look upon him. You would think at that point you would realize I've got to have proper headgear if I'm going to a golf course.
Well, you would think so, unless you know there's going to be a Jim Beam handkerchief that you can put inside your cap, and
nobody chooses that look.
I don't think. Well, no,
that's a look out of desperation. Like, oh, I have royally screwed up my day.
I bet you if you were to ask AJ, he was going, I look good in that.
Well, I mean, of course, AJ is going to say that about himself, and AJ is going to pretend that he had a plan all along. The reality is he realized, it's hot in Texas and I don't have hair and a sunburn on a bald head is going to suck. And so he went with that. He went with that look.
You really put sunscreen on at home today before you came?
Yeah, of course.
Really?
Did you not?
No.
Why not?
I didn't think about it. I mean, normally I don't do that. I'll put it on once I arrive at the golf course.
Well, this isn't my first golf tournament. I am not a rookie.
Well, it's not mine either.
I've made the mistakes before of because I'm not playing golf.
You are pretty damn white. That's for sure.
Well, I mean, and I burn pretty damn easy. So
yes,
I know that
you're under a bright light right now. I'm worried about you.
I'll be fine. But I knew like all right. Well, look at the weather. If I'm going to be outside, I got to have sunscreen. But I use sunscreen a lot. And again, you got to put sunscreen on the bald spot. Otherwise, you got to get a ridiculous looking handkerchief and put it under your hat and just look like an idiot.
Yeah.
Which again, AJ's, I look good.
Jason, you and I have our disagreements, but it once the show's over, we're friends. I would never allow you to go out in public looking like AJ Hoffman did today.
That was
I would no, that would not happen.
It was poor representation of our radio station.
Oh, my God.
If you want to see it for yourself, check the Instagram at SA Sports Star. It is there. So, and I imagine if he's still able, when he shows up here at the break room, he'd probably still wear that because
I know he'll be wearing that. Are you kidding me?
He's committed. Or should be. Make sure you come see us here at the break room, 8084 Pat Booker Road, the break room in Live Oak. It is our golf after party. You don't have to play in the golf tournament. You didn't have to play in the golf tournament to come hang out with us. Your chance to win a lot of great prizes. Now, yesterday, for the first time in his broadcasting career, Tom Brady got to broadcast a team not called the Dallas Cowboys. Now, partly because they played on Thursday, and I imagine Fox said, you're pretty familiar with that Tampa Bay team, so we're going to let you do Tampa Bay and the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, the Buccaneers just jumped on Philly early, totally kicked their ass. I loved every minute of watching that football game. At one point, it was like 200-something yards to nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a great game. Sirianni can't get fired fast enough. Welcome, Eagle fans, to life with Kellen Moore. I mean, it was fantastic. Now, going into the game, and let's bring memory to your memory, as Freddie Coleman would say, Baker Mayfield, and I'm a big fan of what Baker is doing, and I've just always been a fan of Baker since his days at Lake Travis. He was on a podcast, the Casa de Club podcast, about a week and a half or so ago, and he talked about him joining Tampa Bay, guys in the locker room. He said, I'm bringing joy back to the locker room.
I mean, front office guys and Coach Bowles were all just saying, just be yourself. That's all we want you to be. The building was a little bit different with Tom in there. Obviously, playing-wise, Tom is different. He had everybody dialed in, high-strung environment, so I think everybody was pretty stressed out. So for me, and everybody was expecting the Bucs to not be good last year, so they wanted me to come in, be myself, bring the joy back to football a little bit for guys that weren't having as much fun, and just continue to raise the competition level. So they just asked me to be myself, and as a player, you really can't ask for much more than that.
How sweet, Baker. Yeah. Come back and bring the fun back into football. That a boy.
Well, and Baker said, Brady played too many mind games.
So Brady was the OC in Tampa when they won the Super Bowl. I mean, not taking any credit away from the OC, but everyone knows Tom Brady. This guy's calling the shots, right?
Yeah, he's doing a lot of checks.
A lot of checks?
Yeah.
What's the craziest or funniest Brady story you've heard?
You hear some of the stories about if he didn't like a certain play call and he didn't like it throughout the week and they still called it in the game, there might have been a throwaway on purpose or thrown at the running back or receiver's feet. There's a lot of mind games going on.
For the point that it wasn't the right call?
Yeah.
Well, and so you hear that, right? You heard that. Well, Tom Brady obviously heard that. And I appreciate in the broadcast, they addressed it.
Yep.
And Tom Brady, he did not hold back on one Baker Mayfield.
Took a little playful jab at our guy here. Said, quote, they wanted me to come in, be myself, bring the joy back to football for guys who weren't having as much fun. It's funny because you've made this environment for me very stressful up here in the booth. So I understand where he's coming from.
Do you feel it?
No.
Feel the stress? No. Well, I was going to say, I thought stressful was not having Super Bowl rings. So
wow.
There was a mindset of a champion that I took to work every day. This wasn't daycare. If I wanted to have fun, I was going to go to Disneyland with my kids.
Yeah. So, as you were saying, go ahead. That's you feel like, I feel like there's more in there to say.
There's a way to approach this game.
Yeah.
And it's that with the right mindset and try to push each other outside of our comfort zone. And great teammates do that. You come in, I have someone like Gronkowski, I have someone like Evans. There's high expectations for us. We got to make sure we go out there and deliver.
The competitive juice is still flowing.
It's still in there.
I love
no
it.
apologies.
No daycare. Not a daycare.
Well, and I love that. Hey, I don't know. Let me check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Super Bowl rings. I'm sorry. You want to have fun or do you want to win? What's the difference? That's the thing about a Baker Mayfield. Now, Mayfield, maybe he leads Tampa Bay to do something. I wouldn't bet on it, but maybe he does. You have no right to criticize a guy like Tom Brady and how he ran things. And now we're just going to bring fun back because we just want to come in and have fun. That's genius and about a stupid thing I've ever heard.
Well, a couple of things that I look at, and you can imagine Tom Brady comes in your building and he is taking over, and everybody is on their P's and Q's, if you will. But it might have been stressful. It doesn't mean you can't be successful and have fun. And maybe that's what he's looking at. And that's what, Baker was like, well, what I said was taken out of context.
Yeah, I think a lot of that got taken out of context. None of it was personal by any means. It's just, what he demanded of the guys, and that's the aura of Tom Brady, and that's what he did to bring a championship here. And so, nothing personal, but talking before the game, he's obviously happy for me, and he knows the guys, so he knows how much I enjoy throwing to Mike and Chris because he got to do the same, and so it's fun to be able to, talk about the same experiences with a guy like that.
We heard his competitive fire a little bit too on the broadcast when he said, well, this wasn't the daycare.
Yeah, no. And I mean, like I said, a lot of things got taken out of context. He did it his own way, and that's why he has 7 rings. So, not much else needs to be said.
No, there's really nothing else that needs to be said, Baker, because why do that? It just makes no sense. Now, to Baker's defense, it could have been that the guys were saying this too, and he was trying to do something. So I'll give him a little bit of slack there. And I will say that Baker yesterday was slinging it. I mean, he really was. He was in a zone yesterday. Maybe some of that was because he knew right upstairs Tom Brady was watching every throw that he made. That could have been part of the problem too. I just think, look, you can't argue with 7 rings. And again, I go with Brady all day long, and maybe it's us old guys, but you want to have fun, go to Disneyland with your kids.
Well, and there's some truth there. Although I got to believe, Baker saying got taken out of context. I don't know.
No,
we played you the audio. I think we heard what we heard, but I do think that Baker was probably regurgitating things that he has heard, like, man, playing for Tom was great, but it was tough.
Sure.
And the high expectations. You hear that from the idea that, I'm trying to think that, every quarterback is demanding in their own different way. Dak Prescott, as a rookie, more demanding in some ways than Tony Romo was. We saw that. I think you and I were probably, while you were still at Ken's, standing there watching Dak Prescott take over his first practice after we knew he was going to be the guy because of the injuries, and get into Des Bryant's face. And at that point, everybody went, oh, maybe they do have something here. We never saw that publicly from Tony Romo, although I've heard stories that Tony Romo could also be pretty demanding. But as soon as he became the guy, even as an undrafted guy, you also couldn't tell Tony Romo anything, where Dak is always trying to learn from other more veteran quarterbacks.
Yeah, and I'll give Dak that for sure. I think the guy's a good leader, and I think guys follow him. But to Brady, the point with Brady is he lost a family over football. That's how much this guy loves football. He chose the game of football over his life. And so, I mean, and I'm not saying everybody should do that, but when you're playing with Tom Brady, he expects you to play football. He expects you to care about it. He doesn't give a damn if you're having fun or not. It's a job. We go out there. We all have a job to do, and we're going to go play, and we're going to win. And I think the success speaks for itself. So Baker just needs to think before he makes dumb comments like the one he made on that pod.
So were they comments that he heard from guys like Mike Evans, where that, you know what I mean? Because he wasn't there when Tom Brady was there. And, he's got his own personality, but his own skill set. Everybody is a little bit different. You look at Baker, the fact that he's still in the league after some of his stops is a bit surprising. That would ruin a lot of guys. And one of the things that Baker and I would imagine Tampa Bay, your skill set, but your personality, you talk about a change of pace. Don't come in here and try to be Tom Brady. We want you to come in here and be you. And when it's time to go to work, it's time to go to work. When it's time to have a little bit of fun, let's have a little bit of fun. I can't imagine, though, when I think about Tom Brady and the success he had with a guy like Gronk, because Gronk is always having fun, but Gronk clearly, when it was time to go to work, went to work. And you also had a coach in Belichick that would back up what Tom Brady was demanding. You think about Pop and his personality. Tim Duncan was always kind of the locker room clown, but it was time to go to work. You went to work.
That's exactly right. And not say that Baker doesn't, but look, Mike Evans, he may have made a comment like that, but Mike Evans has got to be thrilled that Tom Brady was his quarterback and led them to a Super Bowl. So Baker Mayfield, can he do it? I have my doubts. Maybe, maybe not. I still think that's a weak division. Maybe the Tampa Bay Bucks do it. They're one of those teams, though, and everybody in that division is one of those teams that whoever makes it to the playoffs, and typically it's the division champ, and that's it because nobody else does. This year, they may have 3 teams that can maybe put a couple in there. Who knows? We got a long way to go and a lot of water to cross. But Baker Mayfield, young guys in general need to be careful about what they say and how they say it. Because I think a lot of us, with all these podcasts that are all over the place, people are saying stuff that you just you scratch your head and you need to think a little bit.
Absolutely. Boy, I tell you, you talk about scratching your head and you got to think a little bit. Did the Mets just tie it back up? A home run for the New York Mets. This game is drunk. This game literally is drunk. It's now 7-7. Oh, was that a 2-run shot? So the Mets now back in front 8-7. The Braves led 3-0. Then the Mets took a 6-3 lead in the 8th inning. Then the Braves got it right back. They went up 7-6, and the Mets just did a 2-run homer to take the lead.
Wow. Yeah, this is a hell of a game. It turned out to be.
Are we sure it's a 2-run homer? The score on TV said 7-7. Oh, it's 8-7. Yeah, there it is. Well, I don't know.
Okay, 8-7. They're in the top of the 9th, by the way.
Yeah.
And they are in Atlanta, so this thing is far from over. That's for sure.
Definitely far from over. We'll keep you updated as we continue here on the Blitz, live at the Break Room in Live Oak. 8084 Pat Booker Road is the address. We're here till 6. Our friends from Yingling are here with some great prizes to give away. Come hang out with us here at the Break Room in Live Oak.
First, let me tell you about Stevens Roofing. I've been talking about Stevens Roofing for a long time now. Very proud to do so. They're a family-owned local company. And your roof covers your house. It covers your family. You need a roofer you can rely on, and that is Stevens Roofing. Look, Stevens Roofing is a full-service shop. They can do anything. You got a commercial building you need a new roof on. Guess what? Stevens Roofing can do that. You want a metal roof on your home. Stevens Roofing can do that as well. They're licensed by the city of San Antonio. Estimates are always free. All you have to do is call them, 210-785-0994. And if you're like me and just about everybody else these days, you're looking to save a little money. So if you've been thinking about going solar, well, Stevens Roofing has you covered there as well. And solar panels are increasingly affordable. They can save you money on your monthly utility bills. Solar will often increase the value of your home, and there are even options to keep the lights on if the grid goes down. Stevens has a team of certified experts who will deliver solar solutions tailored to your specific needs. So for roofing or for solar, call the local company that's been trusted for decades. Call Stevens Roofing, 210-785-0994. Stevens Roofing has your family covered. Give them a call, 210-785-0994.
This is The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday night at 7:20. The Cowboys are in the Steel City, taking on Pittsburgh.
I like this kind of party.
Pregame starts at 6. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
You asked for it, you got it. How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Real estate is out of control. Between guaranteed offer programs and new laws about agent commissions, it's gotten so confusing. Know what's not confusing? Paying someone a low flat fee to sell your house. And that's where Listing Spark comes in. Listing Spark is Texas' flat fee real estate company. Flat fee selling is sweeping the nation because it's faster and it keeps more money in your pocket. In fact, professional real estate investors have known about it for years. With Listing Spark, you don't have to pay hefty agent commissions, and you don't have to leave money on the table. If you have a house worth $400,000, you actually sell it for $400,000 without paying $24,000 in agent commissions. And get this, if you get started today with Listing Spark, you can list with a local brokerage for as low as $395. Contact Listing Spark today to find out how much your home is worth for free. See, it's simple. Call 800-MLS-LIST or go to listingspark.com. That's listingspark.com. Agree. Selling's better with a low flat fee.
Most of us go to the doctor when we're sick or need prescriptions refilled. But at the Institute for Functional Health, we offer a different and complete version of primary care. This means you will get the medications you need, but we will also put together a custom game plan to fix the root cause and allow your body to heal itself. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, and we help people get off of medications. Call me for a free consultation, 468-1891, or online at iffhealth.com. You will experience a doctor's visit unlike any you've ever had. 468-1891.
Hey, football fans, Michael Vick here. I had an advantage. My legs were a weapon. 6,109 rushing yards, still unbeaten records. That's why I bet at BetUS.com. They offer American sports bettors an advantage. The industry's biggest bonus, a 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. And get expert picks and predictions on their very own BetUS TV. Take advantage. Join me online at BetUS Sportsbook and Casino. BetUS, where the game begins.
It's the Ancira Nissan end of summer sales event at Ancira Nissan on I-10 West. Lease this 2024 Rogue SV for just $246 per month for 36 months. Or buy this 24 Leaf SV and take $10,000 off MSRP. Come on by or check us out at AnciraNissanSA.com. The end of summer sales event at Ancira Nissan on IH-10 West between Wurzbach and Huebner.
Awesome Tickets is your personal ticket broker. Big games, big concerts, big events. Need tickets? Stay local and call Awesome Tickets. Stop paying all those crazy fees on ticket apps. Awesome Tickets has your tickets for all the sports, concerts, any city, any event. Avoid the ticket app fees. Since 1994, Awesome Tickets is local and veteran-owned. You deserve Awesome Tickets. Call 210-226-5136 or online at awesometix.com. That's awesometix.com.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards concert tickets for your daughter to see that singer who sings about painful breakups. And one song will inspire your little beauty to break up with that beast she's dating, Brian. Instead, she'll date someone who's nice and worthy of her love, not someone who addresses you and your spouse as bro. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in all states.
What's better than one win? 3 wins. With Straight Savings, you keep your own phone, get one line for only $25 a month with real unlimited data, and get rewarded with a $200 phone credit after 12 months. It's a win-win-win. Head to Walmart or visit straighttalk.com today. Switch to Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Straight Savings Plan enrollment requires compatible unlocked device and new line of service. Bonus device credit requires 12 months of active service. Offer ends if eligibility requirements are no longer met. Taxes and fees apply. For network management practices, see Straight Talk's terms and conditions.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to SASportsStar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an Audience National contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at SASportsStar.com. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, they've just gone to the bottom of the ninth in Atlanta. The Mets leading the Braves by a score of 8-7. The winner of this game gets into the playoffs. Sad news today, Hall of Fame center Dikembe Mutombo has died of brain cancer at the age of 58. Cowboys back at the Star, Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence, both in a boot, both riding a scooter. Parsons out 2 to 4 weeks. Lawrence could be 4 to 8.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minnix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Along with Joe Reinagel, I'm Jason Minnix. Live this Monday afternoon at the Break Room, 8084 Pat Booker Road in Live Oak. That's the address. Just type in the Break Room, and you can find us here with Flight by Yingling. Lots of prizes to give away. Officially our after party for the golf tournament, but you didn't have to play in the golf tournament to come hang out with us here at the Break Room.
I would imagine the golf tournament's got to be close to wrapping up, so a lot of folks are going to be headed this way as soon as they get done over there and hand out all the prizes and such. So it's going to be a great place to be. You can watch the football here, Jason. There are TVs all over the place. Not a bad view anywhere in this place, and it's a great place. 2 Monday night games tonight and 2 baseball playoff games today, although one is in the 9th inning, and this game has been incredible. It was 3-0 Atlanta, then 6-3 in the 8th Mets, and then Atlanta came back in the bottom of the 8th, took a 7-6 lead, and then the Mets in the 9th hit a 2-run homer, and the Braves aren't going away as they get a single. I think 1 out's already gone in this inning. But, yeah, this game is far from over. This game is literally drunk. If you look at the win probability on ESPN, it's crazy. Yeah, no, it's been a hell of a game. There's no doubt about it because the winner of this game is in the playoffs, and so all the pressure's off. This first game was going to be the big one, and then obviously we'll see what happens in the second game because whoever wins this game, I have to believe that not that they won't try, but they're certainly not going to waste a good pitcher, I wouldn't think, if they don't have to and things of those nature. So, look, if the Mets end up winning this game and they win game 2, the Arizona Diamondbacks get in the playoffs, the Braves would be out. Yeah. So, but if they split this doubleheader, Arizona's out, and the Mets and the Braves go to the playoffs. And seeding is also in play. Both the Brewers and Padres at home wondering who's coming to their town. And I imagine that the Diamondbacks are just hanging out saying, well, do we go to the airport? Do we not go to the airport? Crazy the way this has played out today. We are waiting for Mike McCarthy. When he steps up to the podium, we will bring you his Monday press conference, which is vitally important to get health updates on DeMarcus Lawrence and Micah Parsons. As we wait for McCarthy, let's do the Headline Blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. 2 guys, 2 opinions, never enough time.
You know, with the exception of the Braves and Mets, the rest of the Major League Baseball regular season ended yesterday. Postseason starts tomorrow. But you got to credit the Cubs, Ian Happ. He bought beer for all the fans in left field, the left field bleachers there at Wrigley yesterday. As much as I hate the Cubs, that was a pretty good move by Happ. He writes on a baseball. Here's some money, and it's for all you guys. Thanks for being so loyal all season long. And it looks like he sent up about $500 that they could use on beer. And I would assume that everybody saw that, so that one guy just couldn't pocket that $500. Although he probably gave himself a really nice tip. I would think just a great gesture, and you appreciate it more when you see professional athletes showing that kind of appreciation to the fans. Yeah, no question about it, even if he is a Cub. Yeah. So, you know, in the broadcast business that we're in, you know, you feel like you kind of know a little bit of everything, right? Sure. And if you're working, like, say, on the Fox pregame show, you better know when they start bringing up different topics and ideas. Now, keeping in mind on those TV shows, everything is gone over in meetings because video has to roll and it's very orchestrated, not off the cuff, no script like what we do here on this show. And Fox put this video out. I don't remember this happening last year, but apparently last year Gronk is a rookie on the Fox set on the morning show, and those guys played a prank on Rob Gronkowski.
All right, fellas, 10 seconds back. Straight, who do you want to talk about here?
Dallas game. Let's talk about Russo.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, we're on the air.
All right, later today, it's America's Game of the Week, and it's one you don't want to miss. The Dallas Cowboys go for their 6th win in a row, and right now they take on a Buffalo Bills team that I guess, Jay, there's some breaking news.
I just got a phone with Mike McCarthy, and you guys know how big of a weapon Rich Russo is for that team, right? As a tight end,
just activated him, right?
They just activated him. They didn't know if he's going to be able to play today. They think he's good to go, not only today, but they are going to put him heavily into that game plan. Expect a lot of Rich Russo.
That's big because Russo is a complete game changer. He takes so much pressure off Dak, takes so much pressure off the run game. Great blocker, great receiver, red zone threat.
Listen, I thought it was a stretch. They were talking about Tony Gonzalez. They were talking about Gronk. I don't think he's Gronk.
Gronk, where do you list Russo as, like, among the tight ends, playing today at least?
He's been out for a little bit, so he might be a little rusty coming back. But I think they're going to give him the opportunities, that's for sure. But also they got Ferguson as well. They're going to be a 1-2 combo.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Ferguson has been the guy because Russo's been hurt. You got to admit, with Russo coming back, it just changes their offense.
Yeah, but Ferguson has been showing that he's the guy right now. They're going to still feed Ferguson.
He's the only guy in the league that has 2 fingers missing on his right hand. That's why he's been out, and he's back now.
So is that going to affect him when he's catching a pass?
I don't know. You tell you to the guy.
I don't know. I still have all 5 of my fingers.
But you know what? You're the tight end.
10.
All 10 of my fingers. All 5 on each hand, all right? All 5 on each hand, okay?
All right. This is a joke. Rich Russo does not play for the Dallas Cowboys.
I was wondering.
For you.
Is that live? I was wondering, like, in my mind, like, I was going to say, right when it was done, I was going to say, guys, I never heard of Rich
That was well done.
Yeah, well, you got to give Gronk a little bit of credit, right? He had no clue what was going on, and he just kept on and went with the guys.
I love that. Like, he's been out, rusty. Let's go to Ferguson. I have no idea who you're talking about. And he lost fingers, huh?
I love that.
Know.
2 fingers. He lost 2 fingers.
That is fantastic.
That was hilarious.
The New York Mets have clinched a spot in the postseason. An incredible rally. 2 rallies, one in the 8th inning, one in the 9th inning. The New York Mets have defeated the Atlanta Braves in Game 1 of this doubleheader. We know that the Mets are headed to the postseason.
They're headed to the postseason. They'll play Game 2 here in just a few minutes. And Arizona's got to be sitting back there rooting for the Mets to win another one because that's the only way they get in. If the Braves win Game 2, well, then Arizona's out. The Braves will continue on in the postseason. So stick around. It's going to be interesting to see what the Mets do and what kind of a team they field for Game 2.
Well, and what's nuts is, Arizona at least now knows if they're in, they will go to Milwaukee. Now, if it's nuts. If Atlanta wins this game, the Mets will go to Milwaukee and the Braves will go to San Diego. Because there's still so much in play with the seeding. But at least if you're Arizona, if you're in, you've got to go to Milwaukee. So, you can point the plane in that direction. And I imagine some traveling secretary is booking hotel rooms just in case.
But what a helpless feeling. If you're an Arizona Diamondback, either player or fan or anybody that has anything to do with that organization, you just got to sit back now and hope that the Mets can somehow pull out Game 2 so you get in. And what a helpless feeling. That's terrible.
Yeah, we'll keep you posted. This game's over, so they will. As the next game gets underway, we'll go. And the Mets are celebrating. I wonder if they'll do champagne between games. We'll see.
Some of them might.
We are waiting on Mike McCarthy. We hope to bring that press conference to you live as we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine is excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. It's called the Hurt app, and it provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. Hurt is the app to have before you need it. Don't wait for an injury to happen. Download Hurt now for free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. It is available in the App Store and Google Play. Learn more about the Hurt app and the OrthoNow Injury Clinic online at tsaog.com.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy goes one-on-one and has some fun with the morning huddles, AJ and Rob. Friday mornings.
Now, you don't got a contract. You got nothing to lose. Is a 70-yard field goal in the offing soon? Will we see that this year?
Depends on the win this week. Mike McCarthy's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game. Friday mornings at 6:45 and 9. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds on 94.1. San Antonio's Sports Star.
It's football season, and you know the best place to watch games is at the Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road, with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. College, pro, the games are on at the Roo. And when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch the game. Just down from the big blind, the Roo Pub is next to the Angry Elephant at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
The Gomez Law Firm is proud to be San Antonio's trusted personal injury law firm for the past 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us. Your firm has been fighting for the people of San Antonio since 1973. That's incredible.
There are not a lot of businesses that stick around for even 50 years, let alone personal injury law firms.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then turn to the law firm that will fight for you. Visit joegomezlaw.com.
And remember, Gomez Law fights.
We love high school football and a team you can always count on. Quartermoon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. Quartermoon is here to tackle the toughest challenges, from plumbing mishaps to AC troubles, with the same dedication and passion that drives the winning touchdown. Our playbook is simple: fair prices, expert service, and a commitment to local families. Quartermoon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, your winning solution for a comfortable home. Proudly serving our community with local hospitality. From the pit house to the outhouse to the schoolhouse, call Quartermoon Plumbing, Heat, and AC.
License number TACLA 141074E M16004.
It's time to huddle up and listen close. For 2024, we pay tribute to a true game changer in the world of snacks, the unrivaled, the unbeatable, the pork rind. Yes, it's crunch time, and we're not just talking about the last few nail-biting minutes of the game. We're talking about a snack so audaciously crunchy, it puts those pretentious chips and pretzels to shame. So here's to you, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, for being more than just a crunch. Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. It's crunch time. Find your rind at H-E-B.
It's better over here. If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has an exclusive rate plan just for you. Right now, get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings versus Verizon and AT&T. Plus, you can get one of the latest 5G phones free when you add a line. That's right, a free 5G phone. Experience all this and more on America's largest 5G network. So why wait? At T-Mobile, customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Just go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 or visit your local store to make the switch.
With AutoPay using debit or bank account plus taxes and fees, 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Free phones up to $300 off with 24 monthly bill credits and qualifying new line for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Contact us before canceling entire account to continue remaining bill credits. Bill credits end if you pay off device early. See details at T-Mobile.com.
Order for Jennifer C.
Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double hot, double whip, double sleeve?
Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine?
Hey, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Well, I do now.
Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, you just said that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
Did you say you're cutting me off?
You earn, we match. Unlimited cashback match. See terms at discover.com/credit.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-694-1010. That's 1-800-694-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-694-1010. Details on example rate at selectquote.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday morning at 11, the Aggies take on the Missouri Tigers, presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pre-game coverage begins at 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 as San Antonio Sports Star live at the break room in Live Oak. It's Monday afternoon. Mike McCarthy at the podium now. Let's hear from the Dallas Cowboys head coach on your South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Show up whenever the hell you want, right?
Hey, Mike, David Moore, Dallas Morning News. Talk a little bit about just the impact of losing two players like Parsons and Lawrence, and just how collectively you go about replacing players of that status.
Well, I mean, it's definitely the unfortunate part of our game. Definitely too tough for, what those two guys mean to our football team, and especially being in the same position. So I think all that is the obvious, part of the challenge. But this is what this game's all about. This is what this league's all about. It takes a lot of players to win in this league, week in and week out. So it creates a great opportunity for others, and that's really our approach. Obviously we're going to have to make some roster adjustments. We're still kind of working through that. It's part of the reason why I was running a little late here. We had a personnel meeting.
A collective, everyone just has to be more disciplined, do what you're asked, and
you've answered your question, I think, or was that opinion? So
no, it was a question.
No, it was a question. That's it. I mean, it's not like we're going to take one player and put him in and give him the exact same responsibility and in reps that Micah had or with D-Law had. So it's going to be a combination of things, and and you let the game plan bring that to light, and because it's very important. When you have the 49 players up on the game Sunday, that everybody contributes.
Clarence Hill, All City Dallas. Just for housekeeping, your understanding, what are the exact injuries? Is D-Law, Liz, Frank, and what is your timeline you've been told?
Well, I know D-Law is, it's whatever you want to call it. They've been calling the midfoot sprain. Some people use the Liz Frank. Obviously, there's different categories and so forth. The specifics of it, and frankly, I think that's more for him to answer. I know the second opinion is completed. I was told that prior to coming in here, so it's going to be multiple weeks. So I think clearly, we'll get past the bye. We'll see where we are.
Will he go on IR?
We're still working through that. Like I said, just came from a personnel meeting.
And Parsons, it is just high.
He's in a boot. It's an ankle sprain, and so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, he'll be challenged to make it this week. We're preparing to play without Micah. So,
Mike Todd with ESPN. Are there any parallels to draw when these guys who they are to losing Dak a couple years ago to the phone and overcoming all that as well?
Yeah, I think it's obvious. I mean, when you got positions that carry, a little more responsibility on your football team, pass rusher, corner, tackles and quarterbacks and those things, because it does adjust the way you have to game plan. That's definitely the reality of it. But once again, this is our game. This is part of the challenges of our league, and it gives others a great opportunity. And it's not just going to be one guy or two guys. We're going to have other guys step up.
What would you like to
Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy, his Monday press conference. You're listening to it live here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star.
He just goes about it with the right attitude and great energy. He's a bull and ball full butcher knives type player. We cranked up his responsibility on special teams, and he's done a good job. So, I mean, for a young player that's, hasn't been, you look at our young offensive linemen, they're playing one position, they know clearly who they're playing against this week and so forth. Where Marshawn he's had a little more, diversity to his job responsibility, and I think he's done a hell of a job with it.
John Machota with The Athletic. Can you give us any update on Kalen Carson and Jerron Bland?
I'm hoping Kalen could, practice Wednesday. That's, we'll see how that goes. But he's making progress, and same thing with Jerron. I know he's going to be out there with Britt tomorrow, so I'll have a better feel for where he's at.
Calvin Watkins, Dallas Morning News. How Amani
How much of a challenge was that for him just to come in and start that second half?
Oh, I thought it was huge. I mean, I just love the way he reacted. And I think it's really reflective of the way he arrived here. I mean, he's just a super competitive young man. Just went in there and battled. Obviously, had the big play at the end of the game. I love what he brings to the table. He's super competitive. In practice, you see it particularly in the look teams, it really challenges our guys. So, no surprise to us. But it's just like anything, you get that opportunity under the big lights, and he did a nice job.
How's Cook? I've been able to keep Cook engaged with everything. He's a veteran guy. Obviously, he wants to play and those kinds of things.
Delmo Cook?
Yeah.
He's I mean, he's a hard worker. I think he's a really good fit. I think clearly there's an adjustment. Part that that he needed to go through, we need to go through on his arrival here. But he's chomping at the bit. There's no doubt about it, and that's who you want. It gives us great, healthy competition in the running back room. He brings a lot to the table.
Nick Harris, Forward Star Telegram, and your time with Chauncey Golston, the responsibilities that he's had throughout his time here. What kind of gives you confidence as far as him being able to take the next step as well?
I think it's a little bit, spinning off of Marshawn's, answer. I think Chauncey's done a lot here. I mean, he's played a lot of different positions. He's played the 3 technique all the way out to a wide 9. So, and he's definitely played in now 2 different systems. So the technique and how he's been asked to play, more even techniques, more inside techniques. So, and he's been able to use his length, and I like the way he's adjusted to some of the things we're having him do more of in this defensive scheme. And let's not forget what he does on special teams too. He's always been that guy. He's someone that you could put in there. Has wore a lot of hats since he's been here. This will be a great opportunity for him. Him and Marshawn will probably be, 2 guys that are going to handle a lot of the responsibility, what these injuries have created. So I love what Chauncey's been giving us.
Sadi's The Athletic. Mike, you've talked a lot about what September football is and all that entails. As the calendar flips to October, what do you kind of look for in the second phase, the second month of the season as you progress?
I hope we learn from it. Because we need to be better. And I'm talking more in the areas of, fundamentals, techniques, and so forth. But yes, I think, you are who you are. After 4 games, we've done the deep analytical dives, and it's particularly spent a lot of time on the situationals because we've had some out of balance games in our first 4. But I think the biggest thing that stands out is the critical penalties in situations. That's something that we really need to do a better job of. We're always going to be working on our fundamentals and things like that, and want to be better in more areas than others. I mean, I think that's always part of the normal progression of an NFL season. So you're always working at some degrees or higher than others, and that clearly reflects where we are after 4 weeks. But we got to be better in the areas, in the penalty areas, because we've had way too many 3rd down penalties, way too many red zone penalties, and a couple 2-minute penalties, and that obviously affects scoring, and it obviously affects the opportunity for the offense to have the ball more, and obviously affects the defense being on the field longer.
The unscouted looks, how long does that go into the season before everything kind of becomes?
Yeah, they're not really looking into. I don't think that's much as a focus right now, because I think everybody is now on tape, and you at least have a direction of who people want to be and how their personnel is being distributed. And I think a big part of the unscouted looks is how are teams distributing their personnel, because personnel distribution also leads to, like, particularly on offense, ball distribution, and where do you think the ball is going, how they get them there, formation tendencies. I think just like anything, history will tell you the more that you do, whether it's formations, motions, the more tendencies you have. So you got to stay on top of it. More personnel groups that you use. We use a lot of personnel groups, so we got to be totally on top of what we're doing out of each and every one. Especially, the situational football is kind of a filter that cuts a lot of these things and gives you some clarity on what you're trying to get done, and it's no different for your opponent.
Garrett Fodell, CBS Sports.
The press conference here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
How much can the improvement shown in the run defense be carried over into a game against Pittsburgh and a run-heavy offense?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's run defense is about the 11. The one thing is, I thought we were clearly cleaner in our fits. Our block blocking destruction was better, but we have another level to go. We got to get, we got to get the finish. The pursuit and finish needs to be cleaner. I think we can get more opportunities on the ball. So that's what we're looking to build off of. We understand clearly the job that, we did Thursday night against the Giants, but, we need to be better, and we will be challenged there continually throughout the season. We understand that. So that's definitely a starting point for us.
Kyle Gilman's, DallasCowboys.com. Coach, Mozzie Smith's starting to really play some good football over the last 5 quarters or so. How has his game evolved over the last few weeks and taken to the next play?
Yeah, I think you're just seeing Mozzie get more confident and comfortable. Those are 2 things that I see from him each and every day. So, and not only, I think the production that he's had, but just more the consistency, particularly the nose stunt that, he hit 2 of those nicely in the game and was productive with it. So with that, it needs to come to consistency, but, I definitely see a more confident Mozzie Smith.
I'm not OC, never been OC. There's a lot of talk about pre-snap motion and where you guys rank in that. Can you talk about why you're low in that category, and that's an important part of your offense?
Yeah, I've seen the reports. We got a great analytics department. I think I've probably seen all the ones you saw and didn't throw out the ones that are good, because, that's part of the equation too. But no, I think was really kind of part of what I was talking about earlier. You got to look at the situationals, particularly on offense, because some of our formation, I was talking to John Park about this yesterday, some of our formation tendencies, you got to factor in. I think we've been almost 3/4 of 2 minutes. So, that those are skewed a little bit. But yes, as far as the motions, how much motion we want to do, CDs utilization and motion. You also, I don't know, one of the things the analytics also shows is just the yardage that our receivers cover. Our guys are, and that's probably a product of, some of these 2 minute, the extra 2 minute, 2 minute offense that we've been in more than the norm for 4 games. So yeah, I've looked at all those things, clearly aware, the windows, and, so I've seen the studies, but also I think our guys do a really good job of taking that data and then making sure all the filters are applied. So our information's accurate. And as Brian Schottenheimer we'll continue to visit on it, through today, and that's what tonight's for. And then as we start putting that plan together tomorrow, so those things have all been identified. But I think, just like anything, which you do inside, the why is a big part of it. So yeah, we're clearly aware of our numbers in those areas.
Mike McCarthy, Dallas Cowboys head coach, his Monday press conference live here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports. And I heard him say last question, so let's dive in with what we just heard from Mike McCarthy. Lawrence is going to be out a while. Micah Parsons. Yeah. So Chauncey Golston and Neyland are really going to have to step up big.
Well, they are, and I would assume that Parsons is not going to play this game, and they may let him rest the next game, go through the bye week, and then get him back. I just want to ask you a question, and every Cowboy fan. All I've seen is what a great game Mozzie Smith had against the New York Giants.
Uh-huh.
And everybody's saying, oh, but he's there now. See, we told you he could do this. He has one good game since he's been to the Dallas Cowboys, and now all of a sudden he's here.
Is that what you took from that?
That's exactly what I took from it.
I take from that an extreme overreaction. I mean, are they?
Yes.
Are they? Well, from you, I think he had a good game. You've got to give him credit. He is progressively getting better.
Is he?
Is he? Yes.
He had one good game.
Yes, but the last game wasn't as bad as the one before that.
I see.
I mean,
I got you.
He's getting better as time goes on. I mean,
okay.
and now they're really going to have him step up as with a run-heavy Pittsburgh team. We will find out. You're just always so negative. Anytime there's something nice about the Cowboys, you just got to piss all over it. Oh, is he really? He had a good game.
He had a good game against the New York Giants.
Yes. Are they excited he had a good game finally? Yes, they are.
Yes, they are. But he's not. It's not like, well, he's here now.
Well,
see, we told you when we drafted this is what he could do.
Did you hear McCarthy just say they were fitting him for a gold jacket? I didn't either.
I thought I heard that.
I did not hear that.
I thought I heard that.
I did not hear that.
It sounded like that.
I heard a base.
He's back. See,
here we go. Damn time he had a good game.
Here he is.
It's about damn time.
Jeez,
that's what we expected. It's about damn time.
Well, let's see if he can string a couple together. That's going to be the key.
Just relax.
No. Don't crown the guy because he had one good game in a year and a half.
He had a good game. Isn't that what it's all about?
In a year and a half.
Yes.
Yeah. But he's back. He's here.
Dude, you say that you on a golf course, you have one good shot, you feel like you're back. You're here. You've arrived.
Yeah, but I'm a realist. I know I'm not.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to have a lot more bad shots than good ones,
Yeah,
right?
well, but we keep coming back because it's a great
Here
sport.
we
We'll
go.
talk more about our golf classic and the beneficiary, San Antonio Sports, as we continue here on the live at the Break Room on Papuka Road here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Tuesday on the Morning Huddle. We got 2 football games to talk about.
And it's Astros playoff day. They're going to get it done. All that and more starts at 6 on 94.1.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
At the Home Depot, we know you can't control everything, like when your guests arrive too early for Saturday college football. But you can control your grill. With the Traeger Timberline XL, you can watch the game, not the grill. Monitor your football feast from anywhere using the Traeger app. With the Timberline XL, you can bake, smoke, sear, fry, and saute. That's Desmond Howard level versatility.
Huddle up. The food's done.
Defend your game time with Traeger and the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Most tax pros leave a message.
It's Jane. I'm moving on to a TurboTax expert who beat your price. Adam Devine, tell him how I feel.
Hey, tax pro, she's been thinking twice. Just believe TurboTax will beat your price. This is a tax break.
Switch to a TurboTax Live expert and we'll beat what you paid your pro last tax season. Make the switch at TurboTax.com/beatyourprice. TurboTax full service only. Sign up by 12/20/2024 and file by 4/1/2025. Full details at TurboTax.com/beatyourprice.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So you've got an oil change coming up. You can go farther and save on full synthetic with our oil change special. Right now, you can get 5 quarts of Valvoline Advanced Full Synthetic with an STP Extended Life oil filter for just $35.99. Get the parts you need when you need them at AutoZone or AutoZone.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Hey, this is Rob Thompson here for Prize Picks, my daily fantasy game. In fact, mine and 10 million others are playing this every day because we know what we're doing. Prize Picks is the best place to get real money on your sports action. Join me and so many others playing every day. You know why? Prize Picks invented FlexPay, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. Look, you know your sports. How many yards is CeeDee Lamb going to get this week? Is Jonathan Taylor going to get 85 or more? You know what you're doing. Go make your play. Prize Picks is the best way to win real money this football season. Which players are going off? Which players aren't? You know, you play fantasy football. Put your knowledge to work. And remember, use the code Alamo and there's $50 in it for you. Download the app now. Use Alamo. Play with your friends. It's the best way to have fun and get yourself in the game. Remember, Prize Picks also offers weekly promotions that can add to big payouts. Download the app today. Prize Picks. Run your game.
When you buy a new house, you might say,
Shut the front door.
winning,
No, seriously, shut the front door. We own this house now.
but you actually need to say,
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
that's right. The local State Farm agent is there to help you choose the coverage you need.
Welcome to my crib. No one says that anymore, but I don't care.
So just remember, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
At the UPS Store, we understand the importance of a first impression. That's why we're here to help you put your best foot forward and be unstoppable with our printing services. With high-quality paper stock options, banners, business cards, menus, and more, we make sure your small business stands out and your message reaches the masses. After all, we're the one-stop prints that pop store. Most locations are independently owned. Product, services, prices, and hours of operation may vary. See Center for details. The UPS Store. Be unstoppable. Come into your local store today and get your print on.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 210-615-7777 or visit revivemenshealth.com.
What's up? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Along with Joe Reinagel, I'm Jason Minnix. On this Monday afternoon, we are at the Break Room. Great new bar on Pat Booker Road, 8084 Pat Booker Road in Live Oak. It's our golf tournament after party. Our fall golf classic is wrapped up, benefiting San Antonio sports, because we're starting to see some people like, all right, they're done. The award ceremony is over. And again, such a great cause. San Antonio sports. Jenny Carnes, the busiest person in San Antonio. She's on this board, that board. She runs everything, but took time out to play golf today, and now you're hanging out with us, Jenny. How was your golf game today?
Well, first of all, I would do anything to spend some time with the OGs here, Joe and Jason. Like, this is awesome. Y'all can have me on any week, every week. I'd do it. This is so great. Beautiful day of golf at Olympia Hills. The golf course is in great shape. Thank you for thinking of San Antonio sports as your charity this year for your golf tournament. I love golf. I mean, when you came calling, like, I play golf. Sign me up. Like, yes, I love to play golf. And me and my girlfriends, we had a wonderful day. I don't think we won any prizes today, but
you didn't work your pencil well enough.
I don't, the scrambles, I don't cheat.
You're way too honest. Yeah.
9 under. Legit.
Nice. A legit 9 under.
9 under.
Nice. Yes. That's good.
Yeah, we came out. I mean, we started like 2 birds in a row. I feel pretty good about my day.
Not bad. 9 under. I love that.
I had brand new clubs, so I had to break them in.
Yeah.
I had to break them in today, and I feel really good about how we played.
You got to tell me what does Jenny Carnes play?
After 25 years of using the same clubs, I really invested, and I bought the Callaway Smoke.
Nice. So I play Callaway.
Yeah.
All the good golfers do that.
Yeah. She was at 9 under.
Yeah.
And
I didn't play today.
And if you had played,
I was a $20 ringer today.
I saw you hit one into the trees, and I saw you hit one barely over a creek.
But I hit it well. I just had the wrong club.
You hit it well.
I hit it well. It was the wrong club.
Wait, I didn't see you guys out there. I saw Rob. Rob came out and he hit a few. And I spent half of a nonprofit salary on this golf club. So I feel pretty good about them.
For people that don't know, and some people asked us at the course today, and I feel like everybody knows San Antonio sports and what you do, but clearly that's not the case. For people that don't know all the great things you guys do at San Antonio Sports, tell us all the great things you guys do at San Antonio Sports.
Well, I think people know what we do. They just don't know who we are, right? So San Antonio Sports is your 40-year-old sports commission. We are the sports commission for this community, celebrating our 40th anniversary this year throughout 2024. Our mission is to transform this city through the power of sport, and we focus on making this a healthier city, healthy families, healthy kids, places to play, and events that impact. So if you know us probably because of the NCAA Final Four, and we are about to host our 5th NCAA Men's Final Four, tipping off in 187 days.
Not that you're counting down at all.
At the Alamo Dome, downtown. We've got a countdown clock in our office, and it is right there in front of us every day. Yeah.
Now, I've got to ask you, Jenny, because I've seen you in action, and you're just nonstop energy all over the place, and you get the job done. When you're talking about the amount of time that is you have to get the Final Four and get ready for it, what are some of the things you're doing now to prepare for that big event?
I love this question because I hope all of San Antonio comes down and enjoys the Final Four. Not everybody can afford a game ticket. They're few and far between. But come down, go to a concert, go to the Fan Fest, go to the Kids Dribble. There's so many things for people to do from our community. But I've been working on this event since 2017. We were awarded this event in July of 2018. So when you ask me what have we been doing, we've been getting the Alamodome ready. We've been fundraising. We've been adding to our team. You know, we're a small staff of 21 people at San Antonio Sports, and we've brought on 13 new people just to focus on Final Four. We're looking at, you know, how downtown operates and the construction projects that are going on and how we work around that. So, you know, we want to make sure people are safe, having a great time, and they enjoy everything about San Antonio that makes this city the best destination for a Final Four, because you can come here and not get on a bus. You don't have to get on a bus. You can walk and have a margarita 15 minutes and, you know, like prior to tip off, and then walk to the Dome.
Yeah, you can. From downtown, it's great. The concerts are always incredible. When do we start getting announcements on timeline of the fun stuff?
So, Jason, that's one thing we don't really have control over is the March Madness Music Festival. The three major sponsors of the NCAA is Capital One, AT&T, and Coca-Cola, and they manage that whole music festival. So they all have a day, and they pick their demographic of, you know, celebrity music. And so we find out 3 weeks in advance.
So you really don't get a lot of notice on that.
Yeah. No, we've got to plan the security plan around it and the street closures around it, but we don't know who will come. Taylor Swift was lined up in 2020. No, I love that you said that. So she was the headliner in 2020 in Atlanta when COVID canceled the whole thing. But I love to say that we launched Taylor Swift's career in 2008. She was the opening act ahead of Kid Rock.
I remember.
Wow. She was like 15 years old, and everybody was like, "Who's this little blonde kid up on stage?"
I just remember because my daughter was 10.
Yeah.
And we're watching her, and if you looked from where we were at on the stage, if she stood on this side of the mic stand, it looked like a mop upside down. She was that skinny, but her hair was that big. And it was Taylor Swift in 2008.
She's unbelievable. And we use all these pictures from that year, like from the stage looking out into the crowd, and I can still remember, like, you know, Kid Rock and all my friends are in the front row, and there's Taylor Swift. So I love to say that I launched Taylor Swift's career.
Well, I think you should take credit for that.
Can I take credit for that?
I think so.
You can.
Yeah.
She should send you a bonus or something.
I think so.
Just 1%.
Yeah. I'd go for that too.
Yeah, I would take 1% of everything she's done. I'd be good with that.
I'd take 0.5%.
0.5%.
That'd be good too.
And then the other half goes to San Antonio Sports. And we all, I think people understand Final Fours and that, but you guys do, so many other programs, different walks that are constantly happening, or 5Ks, 10Ks. I generally walk. They're actually called runs, but I'll walk the All-Star game every year. There's some of the other projects that people might not realize that's you guys putting them on.
Yeah, and thanks for making a point to mention that, because the sexy thing is to talk about Final Four, but we do so much more every day in this community while we're planning for an event that happens maybe every 8 to 10 years in San Antonio. We're putting on free fitness programs throughout San Antonio, across 40, 50 weeks, free 5Ks to get our community moving, walking. I walk too. I don't run anymore. I walk. I'm a walker. I'm going to walk the Rock and Roll Half Marathon this year for the 4th year in a row. I walk. I don't run. We do a beautiful program called I Play After School in almost 60 Title I elementary schools, 3rd through 5th grade, boys and girls. And we bring club sport development to these kids for free, because otherwise they would not be able to afford to play club sports. Like I'm sure y'all have experienced this. I mean, It costs a lot of money for your kids to go play club volleyball, club basketball, and we do this for free for our kids.
Jenny, what is it about seeing these kids? I mean, that has to be what gets you so enthusiastic about that. You put on all this stuff, but you've got to see something from the kids that really makes you feel pretty good.
I'll give you 2 stories, and we do a lot of data surveying, pre-post surveys, post surveys, but I'll give you a couple stories that I hope every listener hears this. So one of our iPlay kids from a couple years ago, she just graduated from Brackenridge High School, top of her class, valedictorian. She got a full ride to Notre Dame, and she credited her iPlay after school coach to, being an influence in her life. And that was part of what got her to that point. Valedictorian.
Wow.
And then I heard this the other day in the staff meeting. We had a kid from our high school all-star football game that I think played 3 years ago. And he had no looks to go on to the next level. The coach at the time knew he was not going to get any playing time. So he moved him into a different position, and he played really well that day. It's an Army kid. You know what I'm talking about?
Which one?
I can't remember the name, but he got.
Oh, you're talking about Max DiDomenico, who was a quarterback at Clemens, and in the All-Star game they moved him to be a defensive back, and now he is the captain of the Army football team there at West Point.
I knew you would know that story. So this kid did not have an offer to go on, and they moved him, and he got an offer to go play at Army. He's there at Army, and now he could be an NFL draft pick.
He could.
Yeah,
Max is incredible. We see him every year. It's probably 6 years ago that he played in the All-Star game because he played it at the game at Heroes.
COVID year.
During the COVID year.
So that was 2020.
And,
COVID year.
And he was a quarterback at Clemens. Just one of those great athlete types. But moving him to defense and what he's done at West Point has been incredible.
Yeah. So if you ask me why I get out of bed every morning and do what I do, that a kid gets an offer that he wouldn't have had if we didn't have this game. That's what we do. That's awesome. The impact that we make. Yeah. And now we're doing it in basketball, and we want to grow that All-Star game series into soccer, volleyball,
Yeah, you don't have enough on your plate. Let's just keep adding sports, right?
But the last thing I'll say, because we're talking to NCAA championships, Wednesday at noon, streaming live, we will find out about the next NCAA championship rounds, and I really think we're going to get an NCAA Division I volleyball final championship.
Wow,
nice!
Yeah.
Wow,
yeah,
always in the mix.
Always in the mix.
Something.
Yeah, and that sport is growing as fast, if not faster, than women's basketball, which is hard to believe. And if you look at what UT Austin has done in women's volleyball the last 3 to 5 years, we could have 30,000 people in the dome watching women's volleyball.
Well, what I find interesting is today at our golf tournament, you saw a tall guy walking around with a Rice hat on. Mm-hmm. He's wearing that Rice hat because his daughter's got a full scholarship to Rice as a volleyball player, and he was telling us almost something similar. He's like, it's crazy, NIL money and free scholarships, and the popularity of the sport's just. Yeah, growing. It's incredible.
It's a different day, a different game, and we're ready. We're ready to play and bring more to San Antonio. My dad played football at Rice, so I love that. I love that story.
I just want to know why everything's not in San Antonio. Honestly, it's the best place for any of those events you're talking about.
So, Joe, here's what I think. The baseball stadium just got passed by city council. And we're going to see that in the coming years on the west side of downtown. I think what's next is the Spurs Stadium.
Yeah, the new Wemby Center.
Yeah.
The new, call it what you want, the new Wemby Center. And then I think step 3 of this, what do they call it?
Project Marvel.
Project Marvel. Mm-hmm. The step 3 is, what do we do with the Alamo Dome? And this is going to be an exciting decade of sports in San Antonio. Just wait and watch what happens. And to be like a small part of it, I'm so excited.
She says that's awesome. A big part of it.
A small part of it.
The CEO of San Antonio Sports, Jenny Carnes, who your team today probably should have won if people didn't cheat, right?
Yeah.
That's what you'll tell people, right?
Yeah. Straight up 9 under.
Hold your head up high because that's good.
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel good about my new clubs and how I played today.
Absolutely. Awesome. Well, I'm glad that you got to come out and play today, and the relationship that we have between a radio station and everything you guys do there at San Antonio Sports. It's awesome.
Well, we're so grateful for everything that y'all do, whether it's helping us select those all-stars or just putting on a tournament like today. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it, Jenny. Go get a drink. You've earned it.
Yes.
Your first one of the day.
First one.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. First one here at the break room, which is where we are right now for our golf tournament after party. The break room in Live Oak on Pat Booker Road. And again, you didn't have to play in at the golf tournament to come hang out with us here. We got lots of prizes. Yingling is here. I promise he won't be thirsty.
Nope.
You don't even have to reach for your wallet.
Nope.
So come on by here. Great. Those Kanga coolers, we're giving them away. And, Jenny will be here if you want to learn more about San Antonio sports, because she's got no problem talking about San Antonio sports.
Not at all.
And why not? It's fantastic. We're going to talk some NFL football coming up. A wild Sunday yesterday as we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Riding I-10 with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday night at 7:20. The Cowboys are in the Steel City, taking on Pittsburgh.
I like this kind of party.
Pre-game starts at 6. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
You asked for it, you got it. How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
At Frost, some of our services sound too good to be true, like the largest ATM network in Texas. Early payday, so direct deposits made to personal checking accounts are available up to 2 days earlier. Having a real live banker to talk to 24/7. Or that time a Frost banker gave a San Antonio restaurant her personal debit card number after a customer's card was mistakenly declined at his business dinner. True story. Frost, exactly what you unexpected.
I don't feel so good.
You do feel hot. Dayquil Kids will take care of that fever.
What about my cough?
Dayquil Kids has that covered.
Will it make my throat feel better?
Yes, that too.
But will it taste good?
Yep, Dayquil Kids comes in your favorite flavor.
Purple?
Well, yes, it's grape.
Try new Dayquil Kids Plus Fever, the daytime coughing, aching, sore throat fever just for kids medicine. Safe for kids 6+. Use as directed.
We love high school football and a team you can always count on. Quartermoon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. Quartermoon is here to tackle the toughest challenges, from plumbing mishaps to AC troubles, with the same dedication and passion that drives a winning touchdown. Our playbook is simple: fair prices, expert service, and a commitment to local families. Quartermoon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, your winning solution for a comfortable home. Proudly serving our community with local hospitality. From the penthouse to the outhouse to the schoolhouse, call Quartermoon Plumbing, Heat, and AC.
License number TACLA 141074E M16004.
What's better than one win? 3 wins. With Straight Savings, you keep your own phone, get one line for only $25 a month with real unlimited data, and get rewarded with a $200 phone credit after 12 months. It's a win-win-win. Head to Walmart or visit straighttalk.com today. Switch to Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Straight Savings Plan enrollment requires compatible unlocked device and new line of service. Bonus device credit requires 12 months of active service. Offer ends if eligibility requirements are no longer met. Taxes and fees apply. For network management practices, see Straight Talk's terms and conditions.
Olympia Hills has renovated all 18 greens to enhance your golfing experience. Book your tee time now to experience the all-new Olympia Hills. Come and enjoy the dramatic elevation changes and a layout that has been strategically designed for your enjoyment. Rediscover one of the premier golf courses in the greater San Antonio area, complete with a top-tier golf practice facility, a full-length driving range, and a 10,000 square foot short game area. Book your tee time now at OlympiaHillsGolf.com. That's OlympiaHillsGolf.com.
Real estate is out of control. Between guaranteed offer programs and new laws about agent commissions, it's gotten so confusing. Know what's not confusing? Paying someone a low, flat fee to sell your house. And that's where Listing Spark comes in. Listing Spark is Texas' flat fee real estate company. Flat fee selling is sweeping the nation because it's faster and it keeps more money in your pocket. In fact, professional real estate investors have known about it for years. With Listing Spark, you don't have to pay hefty agent commissions, and you don't have to leave money on the table. If you have a house worth $400,000, you actually sell it for $400,000 without paying $24,000 in agent commissions. And get this, if you get started today with Listing Spark, you can list with a local brokerage for as low as $395. Contact Listing Spark today to find out how much your home is worth for free. See, it's simple. Call 800-MLS-LIST or go to listingspark.com. That's listingspark.com. Listing Spark. Thousands of Texan homeowners agree. Selling's better with a low flat fee.
Howdy, Ags. Andrew Monaco, the voice of the Aggies, inviting you to watch all A&M games at the Angry Elephant at 281 and Redland Road. Owned by Chip Ingram, class of 98, the Angry Elephant is known for their liberal cocktails at conservative prices and the best hot dog in Texas. Since 2012, the Angry Elephant's been the place to watch A&M, and this year is no different. Just down from the Big Blind, right next to the Rue Pub at 281 and Redland Road. The Angry Elephant. Like your car, love your Aggies. Giga.
Hey, sports fans, if you're not calling John Anthony, you're simply missing out. To prove it, I'm releasing your Monday Night Report absolutely free on recorded message line, 1-800-244-5506. Seattle-Detroit tonight's going to be a monster game, and I've got the side and the total. Seattle-Detroit confirmed analysis and special props. That's 5 big plays. John Anthony has you covered. I love to sweep the board. Call now to hear the free unrecorded message. 1-800-244-5506. Information wins. John Anthony Sports #1 against the spread. Call 1-800-244-5506. You want information? I've got it. Seattle, Detroit plus special prop action. I love to go 5-0 this season free. 1-800-244-5506. That's 1-800-244-5506, or go to johnanthonysports.com.
Sponsored by JFSR Group. San Antonio's Sports Center.
All right, let's get you caught up on what's happening in Major League Baseball. It was the Mets winning Game 1 of their doubleheader with the Atlanta Braves, 8-7. They have just started Game 2. In fact, in the bottom of the first in Atlanta, Atlanta has to win to get into the postseason party. NBA season is upon us. The Spurs kicked off training camp, actually media day today. Camp will begin tomorrow. First preseason game in the Prospect Center, October 7th against the Thunder.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minnix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minnix. Monday afternoon, we are live at the break room. You're going, where the hell is the break room? It's a fairly new spot. Been open about 3 or 4 months. In Live Oak off of Pat Booker Road. 8084 is the address, or just put in your phone the break room and come hang out with us. It's our official golf tournament after party, although you didn't have to play in the golf tournament to come hang out and have a beer and have a chance to win some great prizes.
And what's great about Flight by Yingling, as soon as you walk through the door, there is a bucket of cold flights.
Yes.
That you can just go with.
Yeah.
Grab it and go, and you're good to go. And it looks like the golf tournament, everybody's starting to trickle their way in here. Some folks showing up, and it's gonna be rocking. Come out and join us. Have some fun with us here at the break room on Pat Booker Road.
You know, I'm looking at the setup here at the break room and where the Flight by Yingling set up their table. Literally, you walk in and they've got a fancy mat. And as you step onto the mat that says the break room, one step after that, there's a table and a lovely lady that will hand you a beer.
Yes.
I mean, you don't even have to ask. You don't have to reach for your wallet. You don't have to. You just walk in and there's a beer.
You know, that should happen everywhere, shouldn't it? A lovely young lady handing you free beer.
Absolutely. I mean, it's just almost like,
how do we make that happen?
At this point in your life, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
At this point in your life, that ship is certainly sailed. I mean, but it's almost like, when I get home, I pull into the garage, I get out of my car, and as I'm walking into the door from the garage into the house, there's my beer fridge.
Yeah.
It's almost like stopping there at the beer fridge and then walking into the house. I already have a beer and I'm ready to go. It's like you're walking into a bar and boom, here is a beer. It's free. It's for you. Welcome.
I could see, I thought Joanna was standing there in a short shorts and a Flight by Yingling tank top and handing you a cold beer.
If that were to happen, my first question is, what did you buy?
What happened?
What did you buy? I mean, you're saying if Maggie were to do that?
Yeah.
That'd be the first question. Do you look around for the Amazon packages or what did you buy?
Dude, I don't have to look around for the Amazon packages. They're there. There's no hiding that at all. But here you can experience that. That's the beauty of it. Experience it. Walk through the door. Lovely young lady hands you a cold beer. You don't have to pay for it. You just enjoy it.
Just enjoy it. Come in, have a good time, and then tell lies about your golf game.
Exactly right.
And I'll tell you, if you were following at any point throughout the day, or you could go do it now, the story on the San Antonio Sports Star Instagram page at SA Sports Star, a lot of the scenery that was out at the golf course, they're here at the break room.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, they are.
I mean,
yes.
And based on some of the reactions to certain things during that story, a lot of people are very interested in look, come to the break room.
Come see for yourself. That's all you have to do. It's just come in here and feast your eyes, so to speak.
Well, that sounded creepy.
Well, it did.
But that sounded really creepy.
But it's appropriate.
I mean, you're even getting the side eye from Greg Shelton.
Well, think about it. I mean, not everybody in here is an old dude. There's some young guys over here, but I'm just saying.
Do you think any of those young guys have a chance with her?
No. I don't. I don't think anybody in here does. But that's the whole point. It's like old dogs chasing cars.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna catch it. And even if you did, you wouldn't know what the hell to do with it.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
No.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you. It's certainly a possibility. So go that route and see. But the break room on Pat Booker Road. And again, you did not have to play in the golf tournament to come hang out here and enjoy the post-party festivities. Now, a couple of things to get you caught up on today. The New York Mets in a crazy baseball game takes game one of the doubleheader that they had today, winning 8-7. At one point, Atlanta was up 3-0 in the eighth inning, and the Mets had an incredible eighth inning. It was 6-3. So Atlanta came back in the bottom of the eighth inning, and they took a 7-6 lead, only for the Mets in the ninth inning. They hit a 2-run homer to win 8-7. So the Mets are in the playoffs. If Atlanta wins game two, they too will be in the playoffs. If the Mets win game two, the Diamondbacks will be in the playoffs. The Braves, the most important game they have of the year, Chris Sale, the scheduled starter, not because of back spasms.
Wow.
What?
And you wonder, okay, conspiracy theorist that I am. Chris Sale would pitch game one of any playoff series.
Yes.
So do the Braves and the Mets have a little deal, a little backroom handshake where, all right, screw Arizona. We don't want them in anyway. We're just gonna let you win this game. We'll both go to the postseason.
They're in the same division.
I'm just saying.
Do you really think? I mean, the Mets at this point, do they give a damn?
They don't give a damn.
Although the way I saw that game earlier today, if I'm the New York Mets, the last team I want to see potentially down the road, maybe in the NLCS, is those guys. I want them going on vacation. Screw those guys. We're division rivals. Bring on the Diamondbacks.
Perhaps. I don't know, but there's got to be a reason. Back spasms. Come on. It's the playoffs for all intents and purposes. You have to win this game or you're done.
Look, if Atlanta had won the first game, I fully expected Chris Sale to have back spasms.
Well, of course.
Right?
That's what I mean.
But now that they need this game, now this is the most important game of their season. Number 162, and your stud can't go because of a back spasm?
Yeah, rub some dirt on it, dude. Let's go. Get out there. What are you talking about? I mean, somebody give him some kind of massage or electrotherapy or something to get rid of those spasms. That's ridiculous. So I think there's a conspiracy going here. They've already got this worked out. The Braves are going to win this game. Arizona's screwed. They can go to Cabo.
Wow. I think they want to go to San Diego.
Well, I'd rather go to Cabo.
I mean, where? Because your Cardinals are already there?
They're already there,
Your
yes.
Cardinals
They're
are already there.
They left last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Astros start their wild card series tomorrow. And this is interesting. They get the Tigers in the wild card round. All 3 games are scheduled to start at 1:32 in the afternoon. All three. No night game at all. Every game at 1:32 in the afternoon.
Why would you do that? There's no football on tomorrow.
Well, I think every game has its own time window.
I suppose, but wouldn't you like to see some nighttime playoff baseball?
Well, you would think, but is that the schedule makers, the TV deciders, saying nobody gives a damn about Detroit, nobody cares about Houston? I mean, it's just weird that all 3 get the Houston Texans treatment. I mean, did somebody in charge of the football department think that it was football playoffs? Because the Texans time slot is a real deal when it comes to the postseason, right? They're always first game on Saturday. It's just so bizarre to see all 3 of these games at 1:32 in the afternoon, which
makes no sense.
Well, it doesn't. And again, I because it is all about me at this point. In our new studio, we're going to have to get Greg Shelton to set us up a special TV so that we can track. It's just for business purposes, Shelton. We've got to be able to provide updates. Well, you're talking. See, Greg Shelton, we haven't had this discussion. We moved into this new studio. I'm not sure if we're allowed to talk about it.
Can we talk about it?
I don't know.
I think everybody knows.
But Greg in the producer's room. Now, there's a window from where you and I sit, and then the producer's room where Pledger is at. And on that wall behind him, Greg Shelton put a television up. But in order to see it, you've got to look through James. The other part of it is it didn't center it on the wall, so it's too far to the right. It's not centered at all.
It's perfect for me.
Well, it's perfect for you, but
that's all that matters.
But it could have been perfect for both of us, right? But it didn't center it. It's like if you hired a guy to hang a TV in your house in your living room and he put it all the way close to the one end of the wall where there's a corner for what? Frames in the other part? There's so much wall space there. We could have done a better job of centering that television. I'm just saying.
I think, Shelton, you did a great job. I think it's perfect. It works out just great.
Yeah.
I have no idea what he's saying.
Yeah, well, again, he's a professional radio engineer that constantly tries to have conversations with you without a microphone. Good Lord.
Well, that's just kind of dumb on Major League Baseball's part, as far as I'm concerned, to have all 3 of those games. Why not stagger those games? 1:30, 4:30, 7:30. Bam. Problem solved. And then you can watch whenever. Who's going to watch 1:30 games on a Tuesday afternoon?
Well, you and me, because we'll be sitting in our studio.
Yes.
But you're right. I mean, just getting off work and trying to go out there selling tickets. I mean, one afternoon game, sure, but all 3?
I get one afternoon game, but all 3 at the same time, that just, to me, makes no sense. But I suppose that's done. What's done is done, and we go from there. So we'll keep you updated if you're working or whatever, and you can't watch. Right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, we got you covered.
Absolutely. Coming up, we'll tell you about the big news coming out of Spurs Media Day. We'll hear from Pop, Wemby, CP3. Right now, we've got some tickets to give away to the Barbacoa and Big Red Festival. That's October 12th and 13th at the Freeman Coliseum Grounds and Expo Hall. If you don't win the tickets, you can always get them at barbacoabigredfestival.com. But we got 4 tickets, a family 4-pack of tickets we're giving away right now. They'll go to caller number 9, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Caller 9. 4 tickets to the Barbacoa and Big Red Festival. Come hang out with us. We are live at the Break Room on Pat Booker Road in Live Oak until 6 o'clock. Come hang out with us. It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy goes one-on-one and has some fun with the morning huddles. AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
Now, you don't got a contract. You got nothing to lose. Is a 70-yard field goal in the offing soon? Will we see that this year?
Depends on the win this week.
Mike McCarthy's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game. Friday mornings at 6:45 and 9. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
When there's work to do, ground to break, and a reputation to uphold, you need the powerful, durable Kubota RTVX, North America's #1 selling diesel utility vehicle. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 36 months, or save up to $1,000. Now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas, for over 75 years, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
Most of us go to the doctor when we're sick or need prescriptions refilled. But at the Institute for Functional Health, we offer a different and complete version of primary care. This means you will get the medications you need, but we will also put together a custom game plan to fix the root cause and allow your body to heal itself. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, and we help people get off of medications. Call me for a free consultation, 468-1891, or online at iffhealth.com. You will experience a doctor's visit unlike any you've ever had. 468-1891.
FX presents American Sports Story, Aaron Hernandez.
Football is all I got. Everything's okay when I'm playing ball.
You can't make mistakes, Aaron. People are watching you.
From executive producer Ryan Murphy.
Is there something that you want to tell me?
You don't know the kind of thoughts I have.
FX's American Sports Story, Aaron Hernandez. All new Tuesdays on FX. Stream on Hulu.
Hi, welcome to Staples. Hi, I hear Staples can print everything for my business. Sure can. And the quality is guaranteed? Absolutely. Plus, you'll beat any price quote. Is that right? For sure. How about this one? We'll beat it. Can you print menus, signs, and flyers? Sure can. How about blueprints? No problem. What about red prints? Not a real thing. What if they were? We'd print them. And they'd look amazing.
Now at Staples, print more, save more. Up to $150 off your print purchase. Ends 11/2. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for offer details and staples.com/price match for in-store price match guarantee.
Hey, sports fans, if you're not calling John Anthony, you're simply missing out. To prove it, I'm releasing your Monday Night Report absolutely free on recorded message line. 1-800-244-5506. Seattle-Detroit tonight's going to be a monster game, and I've got the side and the total. Seattle-Detroit confirmed analysis and special props. That's 5 big plays. John Anthony has you covered. I love to sweep the board. Call now to hear a free and recorded message. 1-800-244-5506. Information wins. John Anthony Sports #1 against the spread. Call 1-800-244-5506. You want information? I've got it. Seattle-Detroit plus special prop action. I love to go 5-0 this season free. 1-800-244-5506. That's 1-800-244-5506. Or go to johnanthonysports.com.
Sponsored by JFSR Group. With Wendy's, breakfast burrito is everything you want for breakfast. Fresh cracked eggs, seasoned potatoes, American cheese, cheese sauce, bacon or sausage, all rolled up into one warm tortilla. Want the boss of breakfast burritos? Gotta be Wendy's at participating U.S. Wendy's.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From first-time Nana moments.
Yeah, welcome to Flight 101.
To annual girls trip moments. Your can't-miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
When you are just craving something salty and packs a crunch, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds is your crunch time decision. Game day just got a whole lot crunchier thanks to the powerhouse snack, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. We're talking about crispy, golden bites of pure awesomeness. Pork rinds are your MVP snack. And get this, they're low carb and high in protein, so you can keep the energy high without the guilt. Don't settle for ordinary on game day. Grab yourself a bag of Southern Recipe Pork Rinds at H-E-B today. It's football season, and you know the best place to watch games is at the Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road, with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. College, pro, the games are on at the Roo. And when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch the game. Just down from the big blind, the Roo Pub is next to the Angry Elephant at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday morning at 11, the Aggies take on the Missouri Tigers, presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pre-game coverage begins at 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, live out at the break room on Pat Booker Road in Live Oak, our golf tournament after party. You didn't have to play in the tournament to come hang out with us, but if you did play in the tournament and you're already here, we know you're lying about how well you played today, because your pencil probably was your best asset today. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minnix. It's already a fun afternoon. Braves up 1-0 on the New York Mets in game 2.
Dude, conspiracy theory. Braves are going to win this game because they've already decided it.
Yeah.
It's already been done. By the way, just a public service announcement. If anybody found a set of keys, we got a dude here that lost his keys, and he needs some help finding them.
Did he check his pockets?
I don't know. Did you check your pockets?
How'd you get here? You lost them here? You lost them here. You just got here. Oh, you lost them at the golf course. Yeah, you're screwed. That's how it goes.
Is it a nice car?
Yeah.
Nice car?
Yeah. Yeah.
You better file an insurance claim, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah. Anybody know a lock? Is there a locksmith that can come by here at the break room? You know, we'll get you figured out. So the San Antonio Spurs, everybody across the NBA, it's media day. Yeah. And there's 2 photos from media day floating around the internet. There's Bron and Bronny, and then there's Wemby and CP3. And CP3, welcome to my world, man. Every picture I seem to take, that's kind of how it looks. The size difference is just incredible, but you know the pick and roll will be. But the other thing that you notice about Wemby, my goodness, he looks strong. And apparently, this dude has added 25 pounds of muscle this offseason.
I've actually felt like my body strength increase every year since forever, and I think it's I want to keep going in that direction because it's I would say it's the primary thing that allows me to expand my game. Of course, playing through contact, but also athleticism in general. So really, I spent some maybe how long was it? 2 months before in here in San Antonio before going to France for the Olympics. And those 2 months of hard work were enough to make me pass another step. And after the Olympics, I spent 4 or 5 weeks working here right now, and it's enough to make me pass another step. And this is how I want to go. I want to keep progressing every year, every summer, and it helped me already during the Olympics, and I'm sure it's going to help me during the season too.
Well, there's no doubt about it. He needed to put on some muscle, and that's good. I'm really happy to hear that. It's hard to see it, I'll be honest with you. If you're just looking at a picture of Wemby.
I don't think so.
I don't know, man.
It's interesting because we talked about
doubting the guy. I'm just saying.
But we talked about it in the Olympics that he looked stronger. And, the picture where he's just standing next to CP3, but Bleacher Report's got a photo of him flexing, and you can definitely see it, right? The other part, it kind of reminds me Giannis then versus Giannis now. And if that's the track that he is on, good Lord, look out. It is impressive. Now, obviously, having Chris Paul as a part of the Spurs is a big deal. Greg Popovich was talking about adding CP3 to this Spurs team.
More than anything, he's going to be a great mentor for our young guys. That if you think about the people who came in when Timmy and Manu and Tony were here, they had good examples to look up to who'd been in the league a while and that sort of thing. It's important in players' development. These guys, for the most part, haven't really had that. Even Victor, I mean, obviously he's super talented and that sort of thing, but he needs that also, just like everybody else who's young. So Chris and Harrison Barnes both provide that in spades. With their experiences, their work ethics, their professionalism, I can't even quantify how important that'll be for all the young players. So that's number one. Secondly, Chris, along with Harrison, they have high basketball IQ. I mean, they're going to make mistakes like every player, but in general, they're going to add a lot, decision-making and that sort of thing that helps a club win.
Sure, they are. And Spurs will win more games this year. Absolutely. Look, you got to trust Pop, right? And I remember the older guys that were there with the three players he mentioned, and Manu, Tony, and Timmy. I just would like to see a building process. And only time's going to tell if this 1 year with Chris Paul is going to make all the difference in the world in a Devin Vassell or a Victor Wembanyama or a Keldon Johnson. Only time was going to tell that. You can't sit here today and say it's going to make a huge difference in their careers.
No, but you expect it to. And, all the difference in the world, as you say, it might be a little overly dramatic, but obviously he'll have influence. I'm still surprised Chris Paul chose San Antonio. Because Chris Paul coming here is saying he's giving up on his dream of winning a championship ring. Unless he gets traded to a contender at the deadline, he's not going to win a ring in San Antonio, and this could be his last year. But he did talk today about why he chose San Antonio in free agency.
Man, I didn't just choose the Spurs. They obviously, chose me also. And looking at the team and also just the ability to play, to hoop, to get back to playing. I think that's the motivation, is to compete and to look at the team that they have here. Obviously, Pop, it looked like it could be a great fit. And I'm just excited about the new experience.
And you're assuming he had other choices.
Well,
you don't know. I don't know that he did or he didn't. He may have.
He might have, but what did he just say? A chance to play.
That's it.
He didn't want to go ride the bench somewhere. He didn't want to go be the backup or the backup's backup. His role in Golden State isn't what he wants. He wants to play. And part of me really does appreciate that. It's one of two things, and I'm going to go with the latter because I don't know Chris Paul personally. I've never liked him as a guy on the other team, but I've always respected his game. He's incredible. But is it my ego is too big to go be a backup again, and I did that and I didn't get a ring, so I won't do that again? Or, I want to play. I'd rather play and go out every night and have a chance to compete as opposed to being a role player on a championship level team. Part of me respects that he wants to continue just to play and compete on a nightly basis.
Well, and you look at Chris Paul's situation, he knows the end of it is here.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, the end of his career is here. Father Time is undefeated, and that's going to happen. And so you can see that where he just wants to play as much as he can before it's all said and done. And again, I have to believe that maybe there weren't a lot of choices, and the choices there could have been where he was coming in as a backup to somebody else. But we'll see what happens, and I hope it helps. I really do. I hope it helps move the needle forward for Wemby and everybody else that I've already mentioned. So we'll see, but only time is going to tell that. And look, it could be very exciting to see a Chris Paul with an alley-oop to Victor Wembanyama, Chris Paul doing things that only Chris Paul can do. You're right. I never disliked him, even a sports hate, but boy, he's one hell of a player. And I used to love watching him and Tony Parker go head to head, and we got to see quite a bit of that in playoff basketball, and it was just a lot of fun. So nothing but respect for Chris Paul.
Well, and I think, and you mentioned the alley-oops. He's talked today about the opportunity to work with Wemby.
Yeah, it's always different getting a chance to see someone on a daily basis, right? When you're playing during the season, you see it on Sports Center or the Scout when you get ready for them. So it's been really cool to see it day in and day out. And it's not just the playing the games, it's the work that goes into it, the training and all of that. So I'm excited, just like anybody else, to get a chance to play alongside him, along with a lot of the other guys on the team.
So again, I mean, I'm with you. I don't know what his options were, but I look at he's here, and I know we've had David and Tim in Manu. They were homegrown. I know LaMarcus Aldridge was a star, an all-star. We've never had a superstar choose us the way Chris Paul chose San Antonio. And that is huge on so many different levels that I don't think until we're deep into the season, we're really going to understand what that means for this Spurs team. But he did talk about the biggest thing he can bring to this Spurs team.
I think the biggest thing that I hope I can bring to this team is just the competitiveness. Right, we talk about it all the time. Playing hard is a talent, but it's not enough. Right, so this team here done already showed the ability to play hard and to compete night in and night out. But now we got to figure out how to translate that to wins. And so I'm hoping I can help with that.
Well, translating to wins, I think Spurs fans want to see wins too. They want to see this team improve this year, and you got a Chris Paul and a Harrison Barnes coming in. You got Victor Wembanyama coming in as well. Greg Popovich today was asked what he thought the expectations for this season are.
Our expectations are the same as they've been from the first year I coached. We want to be the best possible team we can be, and that's individually as far as development goes, which has obviously been a big factor in the last couple of years, and then team-wise, how to play, what it takes to win, that sort of thing. So those are our goals, and they always have been. Even when we were a championship caliber team, we never said we're going to win this many games and this is what we want to do. It's never a point of discussion at all, and never will be.
Now, okay. That's coach speak. I want playoffs. I'm selfish. I'm tired of not being in the playoffs. Wemby wants to win. We've talked about that. We've talked about that. We've talked about that. Wemby wants to win. He said today, you want expectations. Last year was about learning. This year, let's go win some games.
These expectations, I just managed like I've managed all the others for years. I just focus on, my actual responsibilities, because I don't have any responsibility to any of you really. So just the guys in the locker room and in the training room over there. That's it. I can say I'm glad these abilities are being recognized, because I know eventually I'm gonna be in those conversations. But as always, my emphasis is always gonna be on winning and helping my teammates, making my teammates better as much as I can. So it's no different than previous years. It's just that now, last year our expectations for ourselves was to learn and to learn to know ourselves. And I think towards the end of the year it really showed. But this year we expect from us to win.
Expect to win, and look, there's no reason why not. Look, Wemby's going to come in from day one more comfortable than certainly he was last year coming in day one. He's been through this. He's been through the Olympics. He's put on 25 pounds of muscle. I think he's going to come in, and I think we're going to see Victor Wembanyama play extremely high basketball from day one.
Well, and again, Pop can say what he wants about expectations. Wemby wants to win. Devin Vassell, he too was asked about what are the expectations this year.
Playoffs, that's it. That's all I see.
That's it. Playoffs. Playoffs. Now, yeah, Jim. Playoffs. Now, you look at Devin Vassell. And again, he won't be there at the start of the year. They're not going to reevaluate him for another month, November 1st. He said today that he had surgery on June 26th, that he did that because he had some setbacks. That injury wasn't healing the way it should. I thought that he had that surgery when he missed the last 10 games or whatever, that the surgery was immediate. Apparently, that's not the case. He said today they tried to let it heal on its own without surgery. It didn't work, so late June, he had surgery. So he's going to miss who knows how much time, because being reevaluated November 1st doesn't mean he's back in the lineup November 2nd.
Right.
You know, and the question, without a guy like Devin Vassell, are you relying too much on Steph Castle early? Chris Paul, where's he going to go? Trey Jones. But if the Spurs get into a big hole early in the season, you know, the idea of playoffs might be out the window by the time you get to Christmas. How competitive are you going to be without your second best player in Devin Vassell?
That's going to hurt. There's no question about it. It's going to hurt. I just think, look, and as much as I've talked about Chris Paul, and I'd rather see them do something to build on this team and not just a one-year road stop for Chris Paul, this team has to be better. And number one, Chris Paul is going to bring that. But number two, just Wemby himself, how much better he's going to be. Keldon Johnson, look, I mean, we've been talking about this for 2 years. It's time. It's time, right, for Keldon Johnson to develop into the player we all thought he would develop into when he got to San Antonio. This team's going to be better. The question is how many wins more better is it going to be? And that's the question you got to answer. And that's the question we'll watch and see the answer as the season progresses.
The other question has to go back to our golf tournament after party here at the break room. Now, and you could see this on the Instagram story at SA Sports Star. We start the day off. Joe Reinagel with a microphone first takes all the credit in the world for the weather.
Of course.
Of course he does. And then for whatever reason, he says, just don't break anything. And I'm not sure why you would say that at a golf course and kicking off a golf tournament. But here at the break room, we've had our first glass broken because that guy couldn't hang on to it.
You know, well, it happens.
It does.
You get excited and things slip out of your hand and they break, and that's what happens.
I mean, we've got one glass down already. It's 4:30.
4:30,
just getting started here. You come join us here at the break room, 8084 Pat Booker Road in Live Oak. If you're leaving the golf course, head this way. Even if you didn't play golf, come by and see us. When you walk in the door, you're going to be handed a cold Flight by Yingling, and you can register to win one of those very cool Flight by Yingling Kanga coolers, which everybody wants one of those. Everybody who sees it, I need one of those. I need one of those. This is your chance to get one. Come hang out with us here at the break room. 2 Monday night games tonight and one playoff game still going on. Atlanta and the New York Mets. Not a playoff game.
Right, it is for Atlanta.
Game that will decide the playoffs. And yes, it's do or die for the Braves after they really pissed the bed in game one, blowing a 3-0 lead in the 8th inning. Let's talk some NFL football. Odd Sunday with the Cowboys not playing. Let's go around at the NFL. Coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Tuesday on the Morning Huddle. We got 2 football games to talk about.
And it's Astros playoff day. They're going to get it done. All that and more starts at 6 on 94.1.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated. Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Most tax pros leave a message. It's Jane. I'm moving on to a TurboTax expert who beat your price. Adam Devine, tell him how I feel.
Hey, Tax Pro, she's been thinking twice. Just believe TurboTax will beat your price. This is a tax day.
Switch to a TurboTax Live expert and we'll beat what you paid your pro last tax season. Make the switch at TurboTax.com/beatyourprice. TurboTax full service only. Sign up by 12/20/2024 and file by 4/1/2025. Full details at TurboTax.com/beatyourprice.
When you buy a new house, you might say,
"Shut the front door."
"Winning."
No, seriously, shut the front door. We own this house now.
But you actually need to say,
"Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there."
That's right. The local State Farm agent is there to help you choose the coverage you need.
Welcome to my crib. No one says that anymore, but I don't care.
So just remember, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
Hey, football fans, Michael Vick here. They say I transformed the quarterback position. The fastest ever, the strongest arm, the most rushing yards. They call me a game changer. I say BetUS.com changed the sports betting game. It started 30 years ago with the industry's biggest bonuses, and they haven't stopped. This football season, get a 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. Join me at BetUS Online Sportsbook and Casino, BetUS, where the game begins.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-694-1010. That's 1-800-694-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-694-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Trane heating and cooling systems are tested, retested, engineered, and re-engineered to keep up with you. We run together. Visit TraneInfo.com to find your local independent Trane dealer. TraneInfo.com. It's hard to stop a train.
For a limited time, get a free K5 reverse osmosis drinking water system when you purchase a Connecticut water softener. Clean, great tasting water at your kitchen sink. Hurry before they're gone.
Call 656-PURE, Connecticut.
When there's work to do, ground to break, and a reputation to uphold, you need the powerful, durable Kubota RTVX, North America's #1 selling diesel utility vehicle. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 36 months, or save up to $1,000. Now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas, for over 75 years, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
My wife and I always loved doing everything together. Jiu-jitsu, kayaking, and intimacy was always on point. It was around my early 30s when I noticed a downward trend. Watching a lot of TV, putting on weight, and just full of self-doubt. I had tried another men's clinic with disappointing results. It's the personalized treatment I receive at Revive Men's Health that has been the complete game changer for me. I've got my energy and motivation back. I'm feeling stronger than I did in my 20s, and it made me a much better husband to my wife.
I'm Nicole Chrysler, healthcare provider at Revive Men's Health. If you are always feeling tired or moody, have a difficult time sleeping, or decreased libido, you may be suffering from low testosterone.
Book your free T-check and exam. Call Revive Men's Health San Antonio at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. The NFL is on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz.
Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minnix. You think about those two Monday night games tonight here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. We will have that Dolphins-Titans game
on Sports Star.
Yeah, I'm not sure why. I think you made that call being a Titans fan.
Well, perhaps.
Seahawks-Lions will be over on ESPN AM at 12:50, both brought to you by Flight by Yingling. You can also come watch them both here at the Break Room in Live Oak off of Pat Booker Road, 8084 Pat Booker Road. Just come on by. It's our golf tournament after party, although you didn't have to play in the golf tournament to come hang out with us here. And there are a lot of reasons why you should just come on by here. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, well, I think everybody can imagine why. And it's getting crazy in here with people breaking glasses and stuff. So it's going to be a party, that's for sure. It's been a great day. Come finish it with us out here at the Break Room. And I'm looking forward to these games tonight. I'm really looking forward to the Detroit-Seattle game. I'll be honest with you. I'm looking forward to it. I think that could be a good game. We're going to find out with that game being in Detroit how good Seattle is. They've kind of scraped by, I'll be honest with you, the first three games. So can they handle the Lions in Detroit?
Well, the Seahawks, one of the few undefeated teams still in the NFL, on the road on Monday night. You're right. Will they get it done? The Titans, still looking for their first win tonight, and they get the 1-2 Dolphins that don't really have a quarterback.
Well, Tyler Huntley's going to play.
Well,
right?
sure.
So,
I mean, although you might question, do the Titans have a quarterback?
Well, that's why you watch that game. What ridiculous head up is behind play is Will Levis going to do tonight? Because he's done something in all three games thus far that makes you go, what the hell are you thinking? There's got to be something tonight. And you wonder, too, I mean, if that continues and he just doesn't progress, what do the Titans do?
Nothing this year.
Wow.
They still have him on a rookie deal. I mean, they let Malik Willis go.
Got Mason Rudolph.
Yeah. Like I said, shotgun to Wildcat Tony Pollard and see if they can get. I don't know. I don't know what they do. But you think about this weekend in the NFL. The idea that Kansas City won. They're still undefeated. Wasn't pretty, but they got it done. But they lose Rashid Rice in the process. The only other undefeated team in the NFL still, and again, Seahawks undefeated until 9:30, 10 o'clock tonight. The Vikings go into Green Bay. Now, the Packers had an incredible fourth quarter. They made that game interesting. 31-29, the final score. But it was total domination by the Vikings early on in that game.
Total domination. It wasn't even close. And you thought, and I was quite frankly shocked. I didn't watch that game. I didn't have it on, but I kept seeing that score, and I'm going, damn, this is going to be closer than it should have been. 22 points the Packers scored in that fourth quarter, which is just incredible.
Yeah, did have that good comeback by the Falcons, 26-24 the final as they beat the Saints. Bengals finally get a win. They beat the Panthers in a game that was tougher for Cincinnati than it should have been. Who gives a damn about the Bears? They did get a win, though. They beat the Rams. The Colts hang on. They beat the Pittsburgh Steelers 27-24. And again, Pittsburgh rallies in the second half. The Colts dominated that game, but they lose their quarterback, Anthony Richardson, in the process. Joe Flacco comes in. They get the win 27-24. And Flacco gets the interview after the game. And apparently Anthony Richardson told the sideline people, I think Joe Flacco is a cool guy to hang out with.
I do have to tell you, Anthony Richardson told us that you were cooler than he thought he was.
Listen, he told me his mom is 8 days older than I am. So there's no chance in the world that he thinks I'm cool. So
I don't know. You can think old people are cool. I'm cool.
Yeah. You tell yourself that, huh?
I'm a cool guy to hang out with.
Absolutely. I love hearing that. Aaron Rodgers and the Jets, they lose to the Broncos 10-9.
What a disaster that is for the New York Jets.
Yeah. I mean, lots of questions. Weather was bad, but yeah, the Broncos, they get the win. San Francisco rolls New England, no surprise there. Raiders get the win over the Browns. A couple of games that I skipped around for reasons. I want to get into them a little bit deeper. Washington might well be the best team in the NFC East. Pains me to say that, but they look good. Jaden Daniels looks spectacular. They beat the Cardinals. No, they beat the crap out of the Cardinals, 42-14. Cliff Kingsbury, now the OC with Washington, was given the game ball after. And if you go watch that video, and you can't clean it up for radio enough to make it make sense, but you can tell how important that was for Cliff Kingsbury. Dan Quinn recognizes that. That was a big win, but my goodness, Jaden Daniels is just so impressive.
The guy is impressive. And look at the entire team's playing well.
It's amazing what a run game will do for a team.
That too. But defensively yesterday, they were pretty good against Kyler Murray and company. And Marvin Harrison Jr. was MIA. I mean, they shut him down. And so I just that team, you may be right. They may be the best team in the NFC East. Certainly right now, as we sit here today, they are.
Yeah, well, 3-1 in first place at the end of September. I don't know that many thought that would be the case, partly because, well, the Cowboys haven't been near as good, and neither have the Eagles. They got curb stomped yesterday by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 33-16.
I just have to now look. Both of their wide receivers were out, but who cares? It doesn't matter. To get just roasted like that by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is just pathetic. Baker Mayfield was on yesterday. I will give him all the credit in the world. I'm not a huge Baker Mayfield fan, but the guy was on yesterday, and he was slinging it. So that was a big part of it. They got a big lead there in the first half and kind of hung on to it. But my question is, Nick Sirianni comes out after that game and says, oh, well, I just didn't have these guys prepared. Well, why not? I mean, why not? And how long are they going to tolerate this clown?
He took the blame. Was it execution? He was also asked why Saquon didn't get but 2 touches in the first 9 plays, and he went through that. Well, we went 3 and out. So first down, and then on third down, you have to throw it. That's why it was just dumb. Welcome to life with Kellen Moore, Nick Sirianni. But you used the term roast. They got roasted in that game.
They did.
Now, Baker Mayfield, he was on fire yesterday. That dude played great, and it was hot as hell down there in Tampa Bay. He said he had to change his pants at halftime. Might have had to change the pants after he got spanked by Tom Brady. Let's bring some memory back, right? Baker Mayfield on the Casa de Club podcast about a week or so ago said that replacing Tom Brady, what Baker Mayfield does is bring joy back to the locker room.
I mean, front office guys and Coach Bowles were all just saying, just be yourself. That's all we want you to be. The building was a little bit different with Tom in there. Obviously, playing-wise, Tom was different. He had everybody dialed in, high-strung environment, so I think everybody was pretty stressed out. So for me, and everybody was expecting the Bucs to not be good last year, so they wanted me to come in, be myself, bring the joy back to football a little bit for guys that weren't having as much fun, and just continue to raise the competition level. So they just asked me to be myself, and like as a player, you really can't ask for much more than that.
That's a shame. They weren't having any fun.
They weren't having any fun. But here's listening back to it after Tom Brady spanked them yesterday, and we'll get to that in a moment. They weren't expected to be good, so let's have fun. And part of me appreciates that. I don't think Tom Brady appreciated that, and he did not hold back on the Fox broadcast yesterday.
Took a little playful jab at our guy here. Said, quote, they wanted me to come in, be myself, bring the joy back to football for guys who weren't having as much fun. It's funny because you've made this environment for me very stressful up here in the booth, so I understand where he's coming from.
Do you feel it?
No.
Feel the stress? No. Well, I was going to say, I thought stressful was not having Super Bowl rings. So there was a mindset of a champion that I took to work every day. This wasn't daycare. If I wanted to have fun, I was going to go to Disneyland with my kids.
Yeah, so as you were saying, go ahead. That's you feel like I feel like there's more in there to say.
there's a way to approach this game.
Yeah.
And it's that with the right mindset and try to push each other outside of our comfort zone. And great teammates do that. You come in, I have someone like Gronkowski, I have someone like Evans. There's high expectations for us. We got to make sure we go out there and deliver.
The competitive juice is still flowing.
It's still in there.
I love
no
it.
apologies.
Yeah, I love that answer by Tom Brady. It's not daycare. It's a job. We get paid very well to do a job. We're expected to deliver on that job.
Now, after that big win over Philadelphia, of course, Baker was asked about the comments that Tom Brady made during the broadcast. I'm going to guess that Baker hadn't heard these, but maybe heard about them from a PR guy, in the 10 or 12 minutes after the game leading up to when he gets to the podium. And he says that some of what he said was taken out of context.
Yeah, I think a lot of that got taken out of context. None of it was personal by any means. It's just, what he demanded of the guys. And that's the aura of Tom Brady. And that's what he did to bring a championship here. And so nothing personal, but talking before the game, he's obviously happy for me. And he knows the guys. So he knows how much I enjoy throwing to Mike and Chris because he got to do the same. And so it's fun to be able to, talk about the same experiences with a guy like that.
We heard his competitive fire a little bit too on the broadcast when he said, well, this wasn't the daycare.
Yeah, no. And I mean, like I said, a lot of things got taken out of context. He did it his own way, and that's why he has 7 rings. So, yeah, not much else needs to be said.
No, 7 rings, Baker. That's it.
7 rings. Although I will say, though, if he was told coming in, we know we're not going to be very good, so let's have some fun. I could almost see how he could say, you guys, and we played you the audio. We heard what he said. I don't think anything was taken out of context, but the way he meant it to come across might have been like he wasn't taking a shot at Tom Brady, like, hey, I was told to come in and just be yourself and let's have some fun. We're going to suck, so let's be fun coming to work, even though losing sucks.
Well, I think sometimes, too, with all these podcasts, look, you and I are in live radio.
Yep.
We're going to say what's on our mind, and you either agree with it or you disagree with it, and that's fine. That's what we do. I think a guy like a Baker Mayfield, a Micah Parsons, name a younger player, goes on a podcast like that, and I'm not sure they understand the gravity of it, the reach of it. And they say these things. Yeah, it's funny at the time, ha, 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 ha. And all that, but I don't think they understand that that's going to get out somewhere, and it does, and then you have this as a result.
Well, but also I think part of me appreciates the honesty that you can get in some of these podcasts, like that one from Baker. I appreciate what he said. I appreciate Tom Brady calling him out on it because Baker wasn't in the building with Brady, so he's had to have heard that from a number of people for him to say, and if to say it, 1, and 2, if he was literally told by Coach Bowles and the front office staff, man, come in here and have fun. We're going to suck. So we know we're not going to be very good. And they ended up being a playoff team last year and winning a game. So they exceeded expectations in a fun environment. I think that's probably what he means by it was taken out of context in his mind. I don't know.
Perhaps.
Benefit of the doubt.
By the way, they beat the Eagles in the playoffs, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And anytime the Eagles lose, it is a great day. Great day for you to point your car towards Pat Booker Road in Live Oak. We are at a place called The Break Room. Fairly new spot. Actually, this particular location has been a bar for about 40 years. But new ownership, they've completely remodeled it. It's a very different spot. It's not what it was. It's called The Break Room now. You can type it in your phone and find it here. It's fantastic. We're here for another hour. Our friends from Flight by Yingling, your chance to win some of those Kanga coolers and have some drinks. Watch 2 Monday night games tonight. It's going to be a good time. Jeff Traylor, UTSA head football coach, will join us at 5:15. A health update on the Cowboys. And we'll talk Texans as well here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. If you are having any issues at your house with your plumbing, your AC, you know there is one company to call, and that is Quartermoon Plumbing, Heating, and AC. 210-651-5899 is the phone number, 651-5899. At Quartermoon, they are experts at worst-case scenarios. Big job, small job, residential or commercial. Their service trucks are fully stocked, and they have all the equipment needed for any job. They've got a great experienced staff, no commission. Sales reps, they'll provide estimates and second opinions. Plumbing issues, problems with your AC. Call Quartermoon, 210-651-5899, 651-5899, or online at quartermoonplumbing.com.
You're riding with a Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday night at 7:20. The Cowboys are in the Steel City taking on Pittsburgh.
I like this kind of party.
Pregame starts at 6. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
You asked for it, you got it. How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Football fans, picture this. You bet on your favorite player to score the first touchdown, and he throws a block, and his teammate scores instead. With BetMGM's second chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first touchdown scorer scores second. Bet on any pro football player to score the first touchdown of the game. If you're right, you win. If your player scores second, you get your stake back in cash. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to gamble responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age and older. This U.S. promotional offer not available in Mississippi, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
At the Home Depot, we know Saturdays are for college football. That's why we have everything you need to never miss a play. Like North America's #1 home fire safety brand, Kidda. Because on a day full of football sounds you love, like fight songs, roaring crowds, and your favorite commentators.
Like me, Kirk Herbstreit.
The last sound you want to hear is defend your game time with Kidda and the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Based on total household installations as of December 2023.
Connecticut quality water softeners. They are studs of water softeners, that's for sure. Got one in my house, and I tell you what, it is really a game changer. There's no question about it. I didn't think there would be a difference, but there is. Connecticut is absolutely the best. Look, Connecticut's been serving San Antonio for over 50 years. Their products are made in America. And you know as well as I do, you live in San Antonio and South Texas, well, water softener is a must because the water is hard. It can do a lot of damage. And why not have the best? Give them a call at 656-PURE, 656-7873, because when you do that, they're going to put a Connecticut quality water softener in your home for 90 days, absolutely free with no contract. You heard me right. 90 days, absolutely free with no contract. If you don't like it after 90 days, they'll come take it out. You don't owe them a dime. Call Connecticut. You won't regret it. 656-PURE, 656-7873, or ConnecticutSA.com.
How about them Cowboys? Jim Beam, bringing fans together across Cowboys country. We rise as one in Texas in handed-down silver and blue jerseys. We come together for America's team every time they take the field. So let's share a round of Jim Beam highballs on game day in Cowboys country. 40% alcohol by volume. Copyright 2024 James B. Beam Distilling Company, Claremont, Kentucky. Drink smart.
Order for Jennifer C.
Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double hot, double whip, double sleeve?
Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine?
Hey, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Well, I do now.
Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, you just said that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
Did you say you're cutting me off?
You earn We Match, unlimited cashback match.
See terms at discover.com/credit.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to sasportsstar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an Audience National contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at sasportsstar.com. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Top half of the third inning in Atlanta. The Braves with a 1-0 lead over the New York Mets, but the Mets are threatening 2 on with nobody out. And, of course, the Braves have to win this game because the Mets won game 1 of this doubleheader today. Mets are in the playoffs. Braves have to win to stay in the playoffs. If not, the Arizona Diamondbacks will go to the postseason. Spurs kick off training camp tomorrow.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minnix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minnix. Monday afternoon, 2 Monday night games tonight. Come hang out with us at the Break Room in Live Oak, off Pat Booker Road, 8084 Pat Booker Road.
8084 Pat Booker Road. Come on out and see us. Having a great time. The golf tournament was a big success. If you didn't get in this year, you need to get in for our spring tournament that will be coming up. But I tell you what, because it's just a lot of fun. Everybody had a great time. The weather was just about perfect and a lot of fun. So
if you feel like you've missed out,
you did.
You did.
Yeah.
And if you want to know that you missed out, go check out the stories on Instagram at SA Sports Star, and you will see all the fun that you missed out on. Now, one of the things that we look at today, and we carried the Mike McCarthy press conference live earlier today, and you know, weird having a Sunday with no Cowboys football because they played on Thursday. This week, you know, they've got Sunday night against the Pittsburgh Steelers. So the noon and 3 o'clock games, you get to watch those as you gear up for Sunday night football, right? Well, that Thursday night game was costly, and Mike McCarthy, talking really for the first time since that, gave us updates on both Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence.
Well, I know D-Law is, it's, you know, whatever you want to call it. They've been calling the midfoot sprain. Some people use as Frank. Obviously, there's different categories and so forth. The specifics of it, Frank, I think that's more for him to answer. I know the second opinion is completed. I was told that prior to coming in here, so it's going to be multiple weeks. So I think clearly, you know, we'll get past the bye. We'll see where we are.
What are you going IR?
We're still working through that. Like I said, just came from the personnel meeting.
And that's I mean, right now, I mean, we're hearing reports for D-Law 4 to 8 weeks, which is such a weird timetable because there's, you hear a lot of 4 to 6, but 4 to 8. Does it go on IR? And if it's going to be 4 weeks, yes, so you could free up that roster spot.
Yes.
That's the smart thing. Liz, Frank, mid-foot sprain, whatever the case is, you could just tell that dude was in a lot of pain. Micah Parsons, he's got an ankle. Now, he said today, Micah Parsons did, that in his life, he has never missed a game because of an injury. He's doing everything he can to play, but that life streak is about to come to an end.
It has to come to an end, doesn't it? I mean, even if he thought he could play with a high ankle sprain, why would you want to risk having that thing hurt anymore? You got this game against Pittsburgh, you've got the Lions, and then you've got a bye week. Now, I'm not suggesting he missed both of those games. If he's good to go for that Lions game, then he's good to go. But I just don't think you should take any chances with this guy. If you've already lost DeMarcus Lawrence for at least 4 weeks, you don't take a chance on losing Micah Parsons. I can't see any reason that he plays in this football game this week.
Well, and again, I mean, you got the win against the Giants. It wasn't pretty by any stretch of the imagination, and it's certainly costly losing your two best defensive players?
Well, I mean, it's definitely the unfortunate part of our game. Definitely too tough for, what those two guys mean to our football team, and especially being in the same position. So I think all that is the obvious, part of the challenge. But, this is what this game's all about. This is what this league's all about. It takes a lot of players to win in this league, week in and week out. So it creates a great opportunity for others. And that's really our approach. Obviously we're going to have to make some roster adjustments. We're still kind of working through that. It's part of the reason why I was running a little late here. We had a personnel meeting.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Well, you know what I found interesting, going back to the first soundbite that we heard, where he hadn't decided whether they're going to put him on IR or not. That almost tells me they're going to, right? I mean, it just seems like they're going to. And maybe they want to reevaluate and see a few other things. But it's going to hurt losing those two guys. I don't care who is in there, whether Nealon and Goulston are going to have to fill in and fill some big shoes. And maybe they can step up. But, boy, you got to figure that the Pittsburgh Steelers certainly this week are going to find a way to attack those two guys on the outside.
Well, I mean, you think about this week's game, and I know it's Monday, right? But they did show some improvement in the New York game in stopping the run, hold the Giants to 26 yards rushing. They certainly hadn't fixed all their problems. I'm more worried, honestly, about, I don't know, stopping that TJ Watt guy. He's pretty good.
Yeah.
And when you look at the number of penalties that have been called on the Cowboys in the month of September, that is such a big thing that it can't just be it's September football and, mistakes are going to be made that way.
I hope we learn from it, because we need to be better. And I'm talking more in the areas of, fundamentals, techniques, and so forth. But, yes, I think, you are who you are. After 4 games, we've done the deep analytical dives, and, it's particularly spent a lot of time on the situationals because, we've had some out-of-balance games in our first 4. But I think the biggest thing that, stands out is the critical penalties in situations. That's something that we really need to do a better job of. We're always going to be working on our fundamentals and things like that and want to be better in, more areas than others. I mean, I think that's always part of the normal progression of an NFL season. So you're always working at some degrees or higher than others, and that's clearly reflects where we are after 4 weeks. But we got to be better in the areas, in the penalty areas, because, we've had way too many third down penalties, way too many red zone penalties, and a couple 2-minute penalties. And, that obviously affects scoring and obviously affects the opportunity for the offense to have the ball more and obviously affects the defense being on the field longer.
It's just a killer, too, when you have those kind of penalties. That's got to be an emphasis for the moving forward,
and
by
again,
sure.
It's holding the guys accountable. And Tyler Guyton, I kind of want to give him a benefit of the doubt. But even watching the Texans game yesterday, they got an all-pro tackle, right? A lot of false starts for that dude.
Yep.
And he got called at least once, if not twice, for holding yesterday. And the broadcast guy is like, well, duh, he's wearing red gloves on a white jersey. At some point, you've got to be smart. And again, during the broadcast, it's like the red Ferrari that gets the speeding ticket. You're going to notice that. He was the only guy wearing red gloves. I mean, I don't know, attention to detail. Sometimes it's the little tricks, but, as much as I want to get mad at Tyler Guyton, I'm seeing that across the league, those same kind of penalties from Pro Bowlers. And again, Laramie Tunsil is a hell of a football player that makes a lot of bonehead penalties, and he certainly has this year.
Offensive linemen hold just about every play.
Yeah.
You could probably call it every play. It's just a matter of when the flag comes out and when it doesn't.
Absolutely. Jeff Traylor, head football coach of the UTSA Roadrunners, joins us next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, live at the break room in Live Oak off of Pat Booker Road great spot to come watch the 2 Monday night games tonight. Now, I realize, you look at this Monday night schedule, and it's not the sexiest of matchups, especially the first game with the Titans and Dolphins. Seahawks, Lions later, that's going to be a really good game. But you want to add some excitement to watching Titans, Dolphins? Go sign up at Underdog Fantasy and play the Pick'em game, where you can win up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on your favorite player stats, like touchdowns, passing yards, interceptions. As I'm building my Pick'em entry for this game, because it's the only way to make this game interesting. Will Levis, higher than a half interception. I'm going to go higher there. Will Levis will throw an interception tonight. What about DeAndre Hopkins? Higher or lower? 38.5 receiving yards. Tyreek Hill is at 52.5 receiving yards, higher or lower. And that's how you play Pick'em. I play just about every game. Love winning money from Underdog. You can as well. Get signed up at UnderdogFantasy.com or download the Underdog Fantasy app. Use my promo code STAR, and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first cash Pick'em entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. Must be over 18, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. Again, promo code STAR when you get signed up at UnderdogFantasy.com.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy goes one-on-one and has some fun with the Morning Huddles, AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
Now, you don't got a contract. You got nothing to lose. Is a 70-yard field goal in the offing soon? Will we see that this year?
Depends on the win this week. Mike McCarthy's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game. Friday mornings at 6:45 and 9. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds on 94.1. San Antonio Sports Star.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio, and since 1994, I've been representing people and families seriously injured by negligent drivers. I think everyone knows that driving while using a cell phone, texting, posting videos is dangerous. Study after study shows that use of a cell phone like this is the same or worse than driving under the influence. Yet, many people insist on using their cell phones while driving. I've had many cases where my client was injured by one of these people because they chose to use their cell phone. Who are these people? You and I have both seen them, probably today. Men, women, old, young, minivan drivers, truck drivers, 18-wheeler drivers. I know this. The same person that chooses to use their cell phone while driving is the same person who will lie about it later just to avoid taking responsibility. If you choose to use a cell phone while driving and hurt someone, you'd better hope they don't call me. If you or a family member has been injured in a vehicle collision, call me. Jason Thompson, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400.
If you're a man and you live in or around the San Antonio area, you need to listen to this message. Do you find yourself stressing about or even avoiding intimate moments? Do you find yourself thinking, is it going to work? Does your partner look at you and ask, is it me? Did I do something wrong? Do you get frustrated when things don't live up to their expectations? Men, you're not alone, and we have a solution. For over a decade, Mojo has delivered 100% guaranteed male performance results. Mojo truly works every single time. Guys, Mojo works when all other things fail, and its proprietary formula has helped thousands of men live their best lives again. Yeah! Mojo is 100% natural, blood pressure safe, diabetic friendly, and fast acting. And Mojo is now available in both spray and capsule formulas exclusively at Pure Line Nutrition. Call Pure Line Nutrition in San Antonio today at 210-494-2210. That's Pure Line Nutrition, 210-494-2210.
Olympia Hills has renovated all 18 greens to enhance your golfing experience. Book your tee time now to experience the all-new Olympia Hills. Come and enjoy the dramatic elevation changes and a layout that has been strategically designed for your enjoyment. Rediscover one of the premier golf courses in the greater San Antonio area, complete with a top-tier golf practice facility, a full-length driving range, and a 10,000 square foot short game area. Book your tee time now at OlympiaHillsGolf.com. That's OlympiaHillsGolf.com.
All right, gentlemen, this is Emmett Smith on behalf of Depend, and I've got the perfect play. Run straight to your doctor's office for a life-changing catch, because when prostate cancer is caught early, it's up to 99% treatable, and one blood test might be all it takes. And now through November, Depend is donating to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for select purchases. Talk about a great play.
From September 1st to November 30th, Depend is donating 40 cents to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for Depend Shield Guards Real Fit products purchased in the U.S. up to a maximum of $300,000 void in Mississippi.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards concert tickets for your daughter to see that singer who sings about painful breakups. And one song will inspire your little beauty to break up with that beast she's dating, Brian. Instead, she'll date someone who's nice and worthy of her love, not someone who addresses you and your spouse as bro. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Buzz Tax Pros, leave a message.
It's Jane. I'm moving on to a TurboTax expert who beat your price. Adam Devine, tell him how I feel.
Hey, Tax Pro, she's been thinking twice. Best believe TurboTax will beat your price. This is a tax rate.
Switch to a TurboTax Live expert and we'll beat what you paid your pro last tax season. Make the switch at TurboTax.com/beatyourprice. TurboTax full service only. Sign up by 12/20/2024 and file by 4/1/2025. Full details at TurboTax.com/beatyourprice.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday morning at 11, the Aggies take on the Missouri Tigers, presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pre-game coverage begins at 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minnix. Live out at the break room on Pat Booker Road in Live Oak, our golf tournament after party. Although you certainly didn't have to play in the golf tournament, come hang out with us here. 2 Monday night games tonight. Got a baseball kind of playoff game going in. Play in, if you will. Must win for the Atlanta Braves. Let's talk, though, some college football right now. Joining us on the Buyers Barricades guest line, UTSA head football coach Jeff Traylor. You warned us going out to Greenville, North Carolina was going to be a tough place to play. You had them on the ropes. It felt like a 10-point lead, but drop it in the second half. Just mistakes that can't be made, especially on the road.
Yeah, we had played really well. We were up 13-3. We had just picked off a pass that was a huge play in the game right before halftime. They ruled it a defensive pass interference penalty, which led to a touchdown. So now it's 13-10. Came out their very first drive, the second half. They hit a big play. We missed a tackle. We're down 17-13. Momentum flip. Crowd got crazy. 5 pre-snap penalties on offense. We're just not good enough to overcome that kind of stuff yet. And kind of what happens to us at the Alamo Dome, where our home crowd draws the other team off sides. We look like a young team on offense, and we just couldn't handle it, to be very honest with you, and that's nobody's fault but my own.
Well, Jeff, when you look at it and the stats, say that you guys move the football and everything, but the one that stands out is the 12 penalties for 79 yards, and I know you can't be happy about that.
I've told you a million times, the post-snap and the pre-snap just kill me. There's going to be called, if you go back and look at the post corner we hit in the game, they called holding on Mekhi Hart. I mean, watch the play carefully. You let me know what you think. Watch Ken Robinson on his DPI. Watch the play carefully. You let me know what you think. I'm not going to get into those penalties with my players, but pre-snap and post-snap, it's just got to stop. And we gave up 2 more third down penalties on defense. We had 5 pre-snap penalties on offense. That's just a sign of a team that's not very mature, which means their head coach is not doing what needs to be done to get his team ready. And I've got to get that figured out. Going to Texas State and Texas didn't make us better. It's what made us more competitive in the game. So we just got to keep growing up. And that's on me.
Jeff Traylor, head football coach at UTSA here on the Blitz. You talk about that when we see a lot of penalties as radio hosts a lot of times and fans, you got to hold those guys accountable. Aaron Rodgers said that yesterday with the Jets. Don't need to change anything, hold guys accountable. Mike McCarthy says that. What does that actually mean as a head football coach? How do you hold your guys accountable for those kind of penalties?
Well, none of them do it on purpose. None of those kids want to do that, right? I mean, so it's some of that. It just depends on what each coach. In the NFL, it could be fines. And at our level, it depends on if it's worthy of punishment or bitching them, putting somebody else on the field. But there's not one person on my team that goes out there and does that stuff on purpose. We're a young team. The guys committing the penalties are guys that have not been out there in those situations. And it's pretty common, unfortunately. You don't like it. You try to teach from it. But if it's somebody that keeps doing it over and over again, you put somebody else out there that won't do it.
So, Jeff, when you're going into a bye week, and I would think that that's a good thing for you. I think maybe the timing of that is pretty good for you and your football team. What will you do over this bye week? What will you work on the most to get ready for Rice on the 12th?
Well, our right tackle, our right guard, and our left guard all got hurt in the game. So I've got to get those guys, and my center, he finished the game, but he was injured. So I got to get all four of those guys up and running again. So there'll be a lot of treatment, therapy. We lost one on the defensive side. We'll see what that looks like. We'll work our young guys out pretty good, the ones that are healthy and fresh. The older guys, we'll try to get them into a lot of mental work and take care of their bodies. Rice is a very smart team. They do a ton of stuff on offense and defense. They've also got off to a rough start this year, so I know they're frustrated. They're on a bye week as well. So we'll manage our, regrouping our team. We'll study our team a lot. We'll do more self-scouting than anything else. Like, what are we good at? What are we bad at? Who are we? Where do we need to focus the rest of the season? Our pass protection and running game has really improved the last 2 weeks. We got to clean up some receiver detail, some quarterback detail. Defensively, we had a lot of guys back up front. We've been very good against the run. Communication in the back, we've given up so many big plays. That's got to get cleaned up. And I got to get my young punter going. We got our kickoff team going again, our field goal team going again. We just got to get our punter going as well.
Coach, you said receiver detail. Owen McCown, and I hope he's not on Twitter, but man, some of the drops. McCoy had a couple of drops where you don't expect him to not make those catches. Some that could have kept drives alive, especially when you had a chance to go down and tie that one up. How do you help Owen McCown when you've got receivers that have those kind of plays?
Well, he'll be the first one to tell you he didn't play as well late in the game either. But those receivers, they got to help him. We've all got to help him. And I tried to explain this to everybody. When you're a young quarterback, there's just no way around this. You got to go through some of this. He's a strong-minded kid. He knows the position. He's just young. He's got to go out there and learn it. Nobody feels worse than Willie. Nobody feels worse than some of those other guys that dropped the ball. You just got to stay at it, man. They're just I heard Max Lucado's sermon the other day about assembly required, trying to build toys for your children. There's just no shortcut around it. You don't order football teams already built unless you have the money to go out and buy them. And we obviously don't have that kind of money. We got to build our football teams at UTSA.
So you got to do it the old-fashioned way. And by the way, Jeff, there's nobody better than Max Lucado. So I know that was a great message for sure. So a young team, sometimes, and I think fans understand this, Jeff, and you tell me what you're hearing or not hearing, but I think fans understand when you have a young program, you lost a quarterback that was a veteran quarterback, there's going to be some growing pains. I don't see anybody pushing the panic button at this point in time.
Well, our team's not for sure. Did we think it'd be 2-3? No. Did we know going on the road to Texas State, Texas, and East Carolina were going to be the hardest road trip other than Army this year? Yes, we knew that. I thought our defense would be a little more buttoned up and would buy our offense some time to get ready. We are getting closer on defense. We really are getting close there. And offensively, I think we have the opportunity to be a good offense. I don't know if we'll be a great offense this year, but we can be a good one. But I think our defense can be great. If you play good offense and great defense, you can still win a lot of games.
Well, and when you have a good running game, that Brandon High, he came in, played really well. What do you have, 92 yards and a touchdown on just a handful of carries?
And just to show you my luck, you remember Robert Henry got hurt on his touchdown run against Texas? Well, he got hurt on his touchdown run in that game. You can't make some of this stuff up. We hope he'll be back for the next game.
Wow, I was wondering about the carries and kind of going that route. That is I don't know how do you fix that luck? Get to the one and let somebody else score.
Well, I really don't know. I've questioned all my coaches who's not living the good life right now. We're snake, but on the right.
So Jeff, do you feel like you have to lift the confidence of your team, or do you sense in any way, shape, or form that they're losing confidence in themselves?
No, we're getting better each week. You just would have to be somebody that's not very objective to not say our team's gotten better each week. Our kids know that. They feel that. They're gaining confidence as we go. The Rice game is going to be a tough one again. Those guys do a lot. I know we've beaten them every year we've been here, but each game's always been a tough game. In the end, we pulled out. We've got to go get this one, man. You hate to ever say there's a must game on your schedule, but this one's circled, and we got to go get this one.
Absolutely. Jeff Traylor, head football coach of the UTSA Roadrunners here on the Blitz. Coach, obviously just seeing him out there in a uniform, just getting JT Clark back, easing him in, get a bye. How quickly will we see JT being JT?
I don't know. I mean, his conditioning's a factor. I just think that's something that only time's going to tell us. Those are the things that keep me up at night. That, Mekhi Hart's injury, Corey, Vinley, those guys' health and how to do that correctly. Obviously I've got a training staff and UT Health Center that helps me with all that stuff. But those are things that really are heavy on you because you love the kids so much and you want to do right by them. I'm not ducking your question. I just don't know the answer just yet. But yes, he feels good. He's in good spirits. Can we get him in football shape? How fast? I don't know. We'll find out.
Well, so we can ask him, how do you get into football shape that fast? Because JT and a couple other players are going to be with us at an event on Friday out at Ancira Nissan. They've got some cool merch, April does, and the Heisman Trophy is going to be out there and some of those players. So give us a couple of questions we can ask JT that JT would be like, how did you know to ask me that?
Ask him when we give out our Player of the Week award, like the triangle winners each week, who has the funniest commentary in the back. When I first got here, I was very, very, very strict. Like nobody was allowed to speak during those team meetings. But we got to winning and we got to having some fun. And there was this loud voice in the background that was the funniest kid I've ever heard of. And I wanted to turn around and kind of be mean to the kid for speaking in the team meeting, but it was so freaking funny. And when it was over, I asked the staff, like, who is that kid? And it's this freshman named JT Clark. He's continued to do that for 5 straight years. He's one of the funniest, and everything he says is like spot on the kid that he's making fun of. He could be a stand-up comedian one day. He's one of the best humans you'll ever meet. If and when he ever gets back in that end zone, there won't be a dry eye in the house, I can promise you.
I can't wait to talk to him then, because we'll exchange jokes, Coach, and we'll have some fun with him. That's for sure.
Well, we know who's a comedian and who's not. So JT has the edge there already.
He will. Yeah, there'll be no battle. That's for sure.
He'll be able to make fun of y'all very quickly, so be very careful. He'll be able to mimic y'all, your words and your actions very quickly. Be careful.
So does he do a good Jeff Traylor?
I don't know that he does impersonations as much as like when he sees someone, he can literally mimic or mock or do something funny on point every time. And I definitely am a very boring human, so I don't have that skill set. So I'm very impressed by his skill set.
Well, I hope everybody listening right now, Ancira Nissan, Friday afternoon, JT and some others are going to be out there. It's going to be a great time. Come meet them and support UTSA football, because have you seen these deals that April Ancira has come up with to all raise money for 210 Inspired?
She's tireless. The girl has energy like unrelenting. I mean, she's just amazing. I need to put her in Mike linebacker. She'll be like Bobby Boucher on Waterboy. She'll make every tackle.
Until the game starts.
Yes.
Coach, get right this weekend. Enjoy the weekend off. Are we going to have you on next Monday, even though there's no game? We'll preview Rice. So, yeah, keep us on your calendar.
I would love to do that. Appreciate you guys. Y'all are the best. Very sorry for our start, but I promise you we're working our tails off.
We got the support for you, Coach. Always appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all. God bless. Birds up.
God bless. Birds up. Jeff Traylor, head football coach of the UTSA Roadrunners, joining us like all our guests on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com. So, that JT is going to be a lot of fun. And again, the Heisman Trophy, I just got a text. Nissan, obviously, they have the Heisman house. And they send that trophy around. It's the actual Heisman Trophy that goes to different dealerships, and it will be there Friday. So on Friday at Ancira Nissan, you're going to have the Heisman Trophy, some UTSA players, and April Ancira's got these UTSA, I'm not even sure what they're called. Well, they're necklaces, they're chains with the big logo. It's got the UTSA logo on it. All of the proceeds from this are going to go to 2-0 Inspired, which is one of the collectives that goes to support UTSA football.
And you heard Jeff Traylor. I mean, trying to build a team now. He's lost a lot of veterans. Can't go out and buy players like some other schools can, and this will help in that process. So head on out to there on Friday. We're going to have a great time, and it'll be a lot of fun. You can help out the UTSA Roadrunner football program at the same time.
Again, that's Friday, and Ancira Nissan between Wurzbach and Huebner there off of I-10. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, live at the break room on this Monday. Live Oak, Pat Booker Road. Come hang out with us. 2 Monday night games tonight. Of course, we're doing our golf tournament after party. And if you walk in, or if you're watching on YouTube, you see Joe and I both wearing station logo shirts, nice Nike polos with the 94.1 logo. We got those made over at Sammy's Embroidery Club, Sammy's Embroidery and Printing over on San Pedro. Tell you all the time, if you need your logo on anything, go see Sam. You need caps made? Sam has over 25,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom, including the popular Richardson 112 style trucker caps, Katie caps, Nike Cap America, to name a few. If you need your logo on a shirt like this, Sam will get and take care of. Maybe a fishing shirt. If you see Rob Thompson in the shirt he was wearing today, all from Sammy's Embroidery and Printing. Nobody has better prices. He has all the big name brands: North Face, Eddie Bauer, Nike, Travis Matthew, Port Authority, to name a few. Only company in Texas with 1 day turnaround. You need 1 item, 2 dozen items, 20,000 items, whatever the number is. Call Sammy's Embroidery and Printing. 210-824-3900, 824-3900, or better yet, go by that massive showroom on San Pedro, 1 mile inside Loop 410, next to Big Lots across from McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Tuesday on the Morning Huddle, we got 2 football games to talk about. And it's Astros playoff day. They're going to get it done. All that and more starts at 6 on 94.1.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
Flight by Yuengling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yuengling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yuengling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yuengling and Son Incorporated. Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
My wife and I always loved doing everything together. Jiu-jitsu, kayaking, and intimacy was always on point. It was around my early 30s when I noticed a downward trend. Watching a lot of TV, putting on weight, and just full of self-doubt. I had tried another men's clinic with disappointing results. It's the personalized treatment I receive at Revive Men's Health that has been the complete game changer for me. I've got my energy and motivation back. I'm feeling stronger than I did in my 20s, and it made me a much better husband to my wife.
I'm Nicole Chrysler, healthcare provider at Revive Men's Health. If you are always feeling tired or moody, have a difficult time sleeping, or decreased libido, you may be suffering from low testosterone.
Book your free T-check and exam. Call Revive Men's Health San Antonio at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
For a limited time, get a free K5 reverse osmosis drinking water system when you purchase a Connecticut water softener. Clean, great tasting water at your kitchen sink. Hurry before they're gone.
Call 656-PURE Connecticut.
How about them Cowboys? Jim Beam, bringing fans together across Cowboys country. We rise as one in Texas in handed-down silver and blue jerseys. We come together for America's team every time they take the field. So let's share a round of Jim Beam highballs on game day in Cowboys country. 40% alcohol by volume. Copyright 2024 James B. Beam Distilling Company, Claremont, Kentucky. Drink smart.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-337-0607. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-337-0607, 800-337-0607, 800-337-0607.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minnix. Live at the break room in Live Oak. Our golf tournament post party. Although you didn't have to play in the tournament to come hang out with us. And, you know, we are about 20 minutes away from a nice cold flight by Yingling.
Woo! Can't wait for that, my friend. Can't wait for that. Long overdue.
One of the lovely ladies that works here at the break room was like, "Sir, would you like to refill your water?" It's like, no, I'm 20 minutes away from a beer.
Yeah, I'm
watered out. Yes.
Woo!
Yes.
And I think they're about to give away some of those Kanga coolers over there as well.
Yeah, we've got some Kanga coolers. So if you're close and you're on Pat Booker Road, you got time to get in and try to win one of those great Kanga coolers from at Yingling. You can also just come hang out with us because we're not going anywhere. We finally get to start playing catch up with the rest of these people.
Absolutely. We've been sitting here all day long, Jason. A golf course here. I'm going to sit here and watch other people have a good time.
Well, that's
and
what
drink.
We do.
That's what I meant.
That's what we do. And this guy over here who's now dropped 2 glasses.
I know 2 glasses. I'm about to kick that dude out.
Well, they should.
Or just give him a sippy cup.
Well,
you know, they ought to have those for guys that, you know, if it's a 2-glass accident limit. After that, you're plastic.
Well, and the thing is, he talks with his hands. He just keeps knocking them over.
Well, I don't blame him for that. I do the same thing.
Well, and the second one, he blames the other person because that wasn't even his glass. Somebody set it there as he's talking, and boom, there it goes.
No shame, my friend. No shame. That happens.
Yeah.
I wonder, a place like this, how many glasses they go through in a month's time.
Who knows?
And who cares?
Well,
I'm
yeah.
just saying.
That's
it's food for thought, Minnix. Food for thought.
Is that what it is?
When you're driving home tonight, you'd be thinking about that.
Yeah. Atlanta currently leads the New York Mets 1-0 in the seventh inning. Do you think Atlanta feels comfortable with their season on the line? I hope not. Not after what happened in game one of their doubleheader today.
Well, it's been 1-0, though, since the second inning, right? I mean, it's been that way for a long time. And they've got to win this thing. What do you think the Diamondbacks are doing right now?
Honestly, I would imagine they're all gathered together at the airport with their bags packed, ready to go, spend 3 days in San Diego, and praying that the New York Mets get this done. Praying. I mean, you got to figure every Diamondback fan is the biggest New York Mets fan, because if the New York Mets can rally, the New York Mets will go to the playoffs, the Diamondbacks will go to the playoffs, and the Braves season will come to an end.
I think I've got, if I'm a Diamondback, I've got my travel agent on speed dial. And I'm ready to pull the trigger on some vacation time. I don't know. It's a 1-0, so anything can happen. But
well, it was 3-0 in the eighth inning in game one.
Well,
Atlanta
that's
had
true.
the lead.
Yeah.
And then boom, the Mets took a 6-3 lead, and then boom, the Braves in the ninth inning took a 7-6 lead and still lost.
Wow, that was a hell of a game.
Well,
it really
it was a hell of a game. Imagine. Think about this. Is one of the TVs here, they're showing highlights from the Alabama-Georgia game. Now, hang on. Let me think about what I'm saying here. You think about, if you're a Braves fan, you're probably a Bulldog fan, right? Same general area.
Sure.
You are just getting curb stomped by Alabama, and then you have this incredible comeback. Georgia actually takes the lead, only to give it up. Incredible college football game on Saturday night.
Dude.
Alabama gets the win. Then on Sunday, you're watching the Falcons and the Saints game. All right, Atlanta, they're going to lose this game. Boom, a 58-yard field goal to walk it off. Can you imagine the hearts of Atlanta sports fans right now?
No, I can't. And I'm not even one, and I got my heart ripped out. Answer me
your wallet. Your wallet.
Well, answer me a question.
What?
You rally back.
Uh-huh.
You're the Georgia Bulldogs. You rally back. You take the lead. You've got all the momentum. And you let some 17-year-old kid dust your secondary in one big play. How does that happen?
Did you call him 11?
I said 17.
Oh, 17. I mean, because I don't know, during the broadcast, we probably heard that he was 17,000.
Yes, he was 17, and it's a big deal, and he's a hell of a player. But my point is, how do you let a guy like that get behind you? It was a hell of a play, don't get me wrong. But I'm like, how does that happen? You deserve to lose Kirby Smart. You deserve to get curb stomped by Alabama year after year after year.
It is so bizarre, and you're right with the idea. He just made some incredible plays. The bobble catch was incredible, and then he caught it, and then was like a deer on the highway, jumping out of the way, and then racing down the sideline. I mean, we love games like that, but I don't know. Alabama dominated. Georgia wasn't very good. I mean, you're ready to bench Beck and all the different things. And then Georgia played great in the second half. Alabama didn't. Did we have a good football game, or did we have two incredible halves that surprised the hell out of us because of the teams that we were watching?
We had two incredible halves, and you're right. Beck was horrible in the first half. I mean, he just was, and you credit Alabama's defense for a lot of that, but he wasn't very good at all. He rallied and he came back in the second half and showed us the player that everybody says he is. But boy, right now, if you tell me he's the number one draft pick, I'm like, I don't think so.
Just with quarterbacks, I think right now Shedeur Sanders, hell, maybe Travis Hunter. Hunter should win the Heisman. That guy.
He should be the number one draft pick.
I mean, that guy. But just quarterbacks, Shedeur Sanders, Cam Ward.
Uh-huh.
And I appreciate Cam Ward saying the other night, humbly, I'm the best player in the country. He believes that, and he's
they were
playing that way.
fortunate the other night.
They were. I mean, but again, Cam didn't play a great game, but he had that great rally. And you talk about some plays that he made. I mean, it looks like he was all sacked and just hot potato the ball to a guy that ended up picking a first down. He threw a dart in the ground because he saw his receiver fall down and says, man, I knew I had to throw it low just so we'd have a chance when I saw him fall. But they got the win. I think those two, and then maybe Beck. But who knows, right? I mean, you have no idea, because then you got to factor in, well, what about that Quinn Ewers guy? What is he going to do? I mean, and if you're Sark and you're watching the way Arch is playing, and they didn't have a great first half, and neither did Texas against Mississippi State, but they rally back. And one of the things that you love, and you think about that post-game interview on the field, Sark said basically, man, he's been ripping Arch's ass the entire game to get him to play better.
Well, Quinn's a stud, just getting himself ready to go. And I think Quinn's probably helping Arch with me ripping his ass, even though he's 26 of 31 for over 300 yards. I was still ripping his ass today, but that's what we do around here.
Yeah. And I have no problem with that. My problem is, and look, we knew there's going to be a quarterback controversy because we knew Quinn Ewers was going to get hurt. This guy cannot stay healthy. That's his problem. And if I'm an NFL scout or an NFL GM, I have to take that into consideration. The guy cannot stay on the field. He's a talented guy, but he can't stay on the field, and that's a problem. And I just don't know how that's going to hurt him. And I tell you what, Sark has got a decision to make, because I think Quinn's going to be ready to roll. What do they got? They have a bye week this week. They have a bye week, and then they've got Oklahoma coming up. Yeah. So obviously Quinn Ewers is going to be ready to go after the bye week against Oklahoma. That's a huge game to throw a guy like Arch Manning into. But there's a decision to be made there.
I don't know. I agree with you, and I don't. Is there a decision to be made? Quinn got hurt coming back, playing in the Red River, and quite honestly, he's still a better player than Arch.
Ooh.
Arch,
I don't know about that.
Arch is just incredible. And I know we all want to fast forward to the Arch Manning era, right? But at the same time, when you look at not appreciating what we have in Quinn Ewers, a game like Oklahoma, a game like Georgia the following week, you think about Georgia, the way they rallied back. Boy, that's got, Sark won't have any problem making sure his guys watch. See, that's Alabama. They did that to Alabama in the second half. Got back in and took the lead. It's not like they made it interesting. They took the lead.
They did.
And you could say probably should have won the game after they took the lead. All the momentum, they took it. So even if Texas does get a lead on Georgia, all you got to do is remember that Alabama game. That Georgia team won't be dead. But I don't think we as Longhorn fans, and I'm in this, I truly am in this, I don't think we appreciate Quinn Ewers. I don't think, if Arch was playing teams not called UTSA and who else did he beat?
Mississippi State.
No, Louisiana Monroe. I almost said McNeese State. Now,
okay.
I knew it wasn't that. If he would have had to have played a Georgia yesterday as opposed to Mississippi State, which they were off to a bit of a slow start. If he had a win like that, I could see the argument. But if I'm Sark and you're thinking national championship right now, not somebody's feelings, you give the keys back to the car to Quinn Ewers when he is ready to take it for those big moments. And the other part that I like about this, do I expect Quinn Ewers to stay healthy for the rest of the regular season and the playoffs? No. And well,
that's a problem, isn't it?
It is. But man, I've got, Arch, you're ready to go. You've gotten that experience. Last year, Arch wasn't this good. And hearing Sark talk about how he could rip them, that's one of the reasons why Arch Manning went to Texas. He wanted to get coached hard, and he's getting coached hard.
And I think that's fine. Look, honestly, we keep talking about Quinn Ewers, He had a great game against Michigan. He was playing well, was it last year against Alabama before he got hurt? The kid can't stay on the field, so I'm not exactly sure where all the great talent and how much have you seen of him? I mean, in all seriousness.
In all seriousness, I mean, when he was at South Lake Carroll High School before
we're not talking about high school.
No, but I mean, look, I mean, you asked where his talent was. Hell, I saw it on display with my own eyes last year in the Valero Alamo Bowl. I mean, the kid is
please.
Please. I mean, what? I mean, what do you think? Quinn sucks?
I didn't say that, but what I'm saying is the
you're
Alamo
asking
Bowl,
where the talent is. You've seen it every time you watch him play.
He's fine. All I'm saying is that I don't see a big difference here other than experience, and then I'm wondering where that experience is. There's not a whole hell of a lot. I think Arch Manning is ready. I think he's ready to go, and you're going to put Quinn Ewers in, and that's fine if that's what he wants to do. But I promise you, if he gets hurt again or if he messes up in that Oklahoma game, you're going to have a problem on your hands.
Well, I think he's got a problem regardless, and you're talking about Sark, because I think most of the fan base is ready to move on to Arch Manning.
And we predicted this before the season began. We said Quinn is going to get hurt. Arch is going to come in, and then they're going to go back to Quinn, and the fan base is going to go nuts.
And those are rich people problems. And, Sark has that luxury. But I still think, though, as we sit right now on the 30th day of September, Quinn Ewers is the better quarterback of the two. And the experience of going and playing OU, the experience of having to face Georgia when they come to town is going to pay dividends. If he stays healthy, if he gets hurt again, you've got all the confidence in the world to go back to Arch. But I think whatever promises were made, Sark isn't going to go back on those promises to, I've got both of you here. This is the plan. Arch was good with the plan. The Manning family was good with the plan, and so was Quinn Ewers. And I don't know that Arch has played to a level that you go, well, screw the plan. And again, maybe a shorter leash, but at the same time, Quinn is still the better quarterback of the two.
All I'm saying is that at some point in time, that decision's got to be made, because if Quinn struggles, you're going to have an issue. And screw promises. You want to win games, don't you? So if he comes in and plays great, I eat my words.
So let me ask you this. Which quarterback gives your team the best chance to win?
Right now? I mean, I don't see an issue with throwing Arch Manning out there. I would be perfectly confident having him trot out there against Oklahoma in the Cotton Bowl.
Okay, and if Quinn Ewers is trotting out there, are you less confident?
I didn't know. No, not at all.
And again, what team gives you the best chance, or which quarterback gives you the best chance to win? And everything that you've heard from Sark, it is Quinn Ewers.
Well, that was 3 weeks ago. I think Arch Manning has come in and proven he's a pretty damn good quarterback.
He is.
And so I don't have an issue with either one of them. And I'm not saying Quinn is a bad quarterback. I'm just saying the kid can't stay on the field. That's a problem moving forward for him, not just in Texas, but his future, because if I'm a GM, I'm certainly taking a look at that.
It is the Blitz here live at the break room in Live Oak. Deja vu. 8th inning. Braves now lead the Mets 3-0 in the 8th inning. There was a 3-0 Braves lead in the first game of this doubleheader going into the 8th inning, in which the Mets scored 6 runs.
All the travel agents.
Yeah. Pledge, you doing a show?
Yeah, I've got 15 minutes.
All right. 15 minutes. We'll give you 16. We're done. It's beer 30 for us here live at the break room in Live Oak. We'll see you guys tomorrow at 2.
Riding I-35 with the Blitz.